of her child?
I mean,
at this point, if it doesn't come out as a thermos, I don't care.
It might be easier to pass the child. I saw this in high school. We watched not live, but watched a childbirth in high school.
Yep, me too.
So I just assume people have seen this before. I
don't think anybody's done that while asking people to like and subscribe.
Well, that's true, Tyler. That was different than the one we watched in Miss Wilson's, AP biology class. I agree.
And literally, it was like you turned the lights on at Space Mountain. At that point, the ride just not as exciting as it was before they turned the lights on. So I was like, what are we looking at here?
Hey, so you want me to tell you what happened when we watched it? This was just old VCR, right? And Robin Wilson was my 11th grade biology teacher. Phenomenal teacher. Loved her. Everybody loved Miss Wilson. She was great. And she was going to pause it to tell us something right before the childbirth happened, and she accidentally hit fast forward. So the child goes...
a little missile.
Yeah, a little missile. And then she realizes what she does. So she hits rewind, and the child goes... I will never unsee that. Like, when you see that in fast forward and rewind, it is a different experience.
So they said the scene was frantic, sweet, funny all at the same time. As contractions got a little bit more, Fandy herself could be overheard moaning, joking, cheering on her chat. Hola, guys, quote, arrives pronto, baby, she declared in the middle of the stream. I've waited forever for her. Get the hell out already. Now the audience watched as her partner and pals guided her through breaths, cheering her on with a blast of encouragement and gallows humor. Quote, you're doing great. Don't hold it. Let it go. One cheer encouraged.
Boy, I tell you what, girl on the far end of the couch, she's there in support, but she's like, this is super, super awkward.
Yeah.
Look at her covering it. She ain't going to look at you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm supporting
Might have thought it was a good
I
idea.
don't want to be a bad friend.
Yeah.
Now, this is weird. Twitch's very own CEO stopped by the chat to wish Fandy well midst birth. CEO's cameo gave the moment an official stamp of Twitch history, making this not only the just viral content, but platform lore. Social media went into a wild, frenetic situation where some fans praised Fandy for being unapologetic and fearless in broadcasting unfiltered glory. Others debated back and forth on live streaming the act of childbirth, even jokingly.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Auburn, huge rivalry weekend for the 130th time now. It's Georgia and Auburn on a Saturday night. The Draft House here is a great place to come after the game tomorrow night. They're open until 2 a.m. They got karaoke, so you can come in and sing about Auburn's big victory over Georgia. Upset time coming down to the Plains. We'll talk college football, get to all the games we've got going on this weekend, both in the college and the NFL game, what we saw last night. Before you tell us about the Draft House and our friends at Bud Light, start with our friend Alexander Shannara, who brings us our road show today.
Yeah, as always, Alexander Shannara is all over the state of Alabama because it's his home state. This is where he grew up. He wanted to make sure he took care of the people of his home state and his home community of Birmingham. He has done just that. They have recovered more than $2 billion for their clients, and they have done that time and time and time again. Here's the bottom line. When you are in need of an attorney, Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, your first stop, Shannara.com. Shannara.com. You don't pay unless they win your case at Shannara.com.
I mean, have you been watching a lot of wrestling lately?
Why so?
You just went, here's the bottom line.
Here's the bottom line.
Here's the bottom line. Hey, is there a better place to be on this Friday midday than Auburn, Alabama? There's not a cloud in the sky. There's a breeze blowing. The high temperature is going to be 73
Gorgeous.
to Auburn 67 right now. Everybody's out walking around. Draft House right here, a good place to come.
A lot of energy. I'm a little surprised that they've got their fall break with such a big game going on.
I know. It's going to be tough.
When did fall? The guy I was doing Vestavia.
We never had a fall break.
Yeah,
now, we were on semesters,
Yeah.
and I know they were on quarters for a while. Are they still on quarters, or are they on semesters?
Oh, they're semesters. They're semesters.
Okay.
But I was at Vestavia High School football last night, a Thursday night game because of fall break. And at the end of the game, Vestavia, the PA announcer is like, everyone enjoy your holiday.
Yeah.
And I looked around in the press box. I was like, is there a holiday tied to this?
Iron Bowl Saturday?
Fall breaks like spring break.
Oh, yeah. Young Jack's off, and he said that he goes back on Wednesday. And he called me this morning, and he was like, man, it feels great outside. He's like, it's going to touch in the overnight.
Yeah. My friend Tony, I was like, hey, are you going to Missouri? You're going to Auburn? You're going to a college game this weekend? He's like, no, man, it's fall break. We're taking the family up to the horse farms in Kentucky.
Yeah.
We're gonna tour the horse farms. It's like spring break all of a sudden. This didn't happen when I was around.
Spend more money.
Yeah. I do wonder what that does to the students for the Georgia game.
Oh, it'll be packed.
No, it always is like, Thanksgiving. It's actually Thanksgiving break during the Iron Bowl, and I've never been to an Iron Bowl in Tuscaloosa or Auburn when it wasn't packed in the student section. So they come back from Thanksgiving. Surely they'll come back from fall break.
My
too.
supper club has 11 kids in school still here right now. 11 of them.
Did they take fall break?
Oh, no. I just passed it on the way. I probably shouldn't give the subdivision.
Yeah, so what
passed their house on the way in.
What street number is it?
And I had to text my buddy. I was like, hey, are you guys already down? He's like, no, we're at the farm. We'll be over there later tonight. And I said, well, there's about 18 cars at your place that I drove by. About 18 of them.
So it was a party last night.
Yeah. So the students, they're still students.
Okay, good. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know, because that's part of what makes this a winnable game for Auburn is the fact that they are playing this game at Jordan-Hare Stadium. And I've always said this. I've got criticism for it. In big games, Auburn probably gets, I think, more of a lift from their home crowd than any team in the SEC in big games.
You're not talking New Mexico State.
No, that's what everybody always points to. Well, how about against New Mexico State? Well, it's a terrible game. I mean, nobody was here. Nobody was fired up. My point has always been in big games. I'm talking Iron Bowl. I'm talking Florida when they're good. I'm talking Deep South's oldest rivalry. I don't think there's a team in the SEC that gets more of a lift from their home crowd than the Auburn Tigers.
I would have agreed with you, but when's the last time they beat Alabama or Georgia in Jordan-Hare?
Well, I will point out.
I know, grave digger.
I will point out that the last two times.
I'm going to give this a shot, by the way.
All right, fire away. I think you've had one before. I will point out to you that the last two times Alabama football has come here, have they gone to the college football playoffs? Answer is
yes.
One time it took them, I believe, 4 overtimes.
Yes.
Against a Brian Harsin coached barely 500 team.
And some would say it took a mental mistake of not getting down in bounds. And
there was a big part of that.
Yeah.
And another time, it took one of the greatest plays we've ever seen, one of the craziest plays we've ever seen in college football history, gravedigger, for playoff-bound Alabama to get out of here against yet another 500 Auburn team. So that's my argument back to you.
Well, we did our toughest home field advantages or most difficult places to play, and I think the majority of us had Auburn either at 1 or 2. Including me, but then you go back and you look at it, difficult to play here. They'd have something rolling like Missouri right now, 15 straight.
Well, Missouri's been a better team.
And who have they beaten at home?
Who, Missouri?
Yeah.
I haven't gone and looked at that. I'm going to go look at it right now.
What was it? Beat Auburn.
Yeah. That wasn't in Jordan-Hare Stadium. That's our point. Hey, we're at the Draft House. They've got a smoked barbecue sandwich here. That's good. And when I'm down for basketball during the year, I don't get a lot of free time pre-football games when I come to football games, like I'll be down here tomorrow at Jordan-Hare. But when I come for basketball, Neville Arena, by the way, there's a chance Stephen Pearl stops by here today.
Scheduled to appear here at the Draft House with us today. And when I come down to watch the family Pearl coach basketball, this is the place that I come, because usually it's leave the Next Round studio at 12 noon, get on the road, get down here about 2:30-ish for a 6 o'clock tip.
fall afternoon, spring afternoon, sitting out here on the patio, enjoying a cold beverage and the great appetizers. But they got this smoked barbecue sandwich going on right here at the Draft House. And again, after the game, a lot of you who watch us won't be in town until game day tomorrow. After the game, they're open until 2 a.m. Saturday night with a little karaoke action, if you like that. And we're here today thanks to our friends at Bud Light.
Yeah, we've got Bud Light specials. We'll give you more information on that. We've got some different merch we're going to be giving out from our friends at Adams. Look at this pint glass. Not only got the Bud Light logo there, you go.
How about that? Auburn Tiger, the interlock and AU.
Yeah, so we've got that rolling, but we will give you the updated specials here in a little bit here at the Draft House. My first time here, so excited
cool
about
spot.
this.
I like it. Yeah,
I will tell you. Give me a number on how many they think they get stolen, taken out of here.
Oh yeah,
over the course of a football or basketball weekend.
Yeah, it'd be easy to sneak out with that.
Because you got a little AU on one side, had a little good setting in my frat house.
I honestly don't think Bud Light really minds that.
Oh no, they don't at all.
It's the Draft House.
Right.
They probably care.
I'm just, they're probably like, hey, Adams, I'm going to need 24 more of those glasses because we lost 24 more last night.
Dunaway, you and I are dialed in on Auburn winning this game. They're catching
Correct.
3.5. The number really hasn't moved.
Wait a minute. It sounds like. Oh no, that was a war. That was not a wobble.
Okay.
I
just
the Alabama in me won't let me finish.
I wanted to go back to Brown though, because Brown has said Georgia all week. Do you feel any different now that you got this buzz down here?
You know what? I was picking Georgia until I showed up and realized they were a fall break, Lance, and I am all in Auburn now.
Yeah, well, I will tell you this: you come to town, you've noticed in the last 60 minutes of you setting up this remote just how tough it is to win on the road in this place.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
So you're battling it. Now imagine
you're Georgia. Close your eyes.
Imagine.
Now, how many
you're wearing the
turnovers?
road whites with that Green Bay Packer G. Then you're trying to win.
How many turnovers were there in pregame?
So it was a tough first quarter.
Yeah.
First quarter here on the road.
Well,
hey, seriously though, when we come, I've got the Missouri. When we come back to Alabama, Missouri, don't let me forget this home streak. I want to get some straight. Okay. I had to add that.
I think I'm closer to where this conversation should go than great wins for Auburn at home at Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Show being brought to you, a couple of great sponsors. Our friends at Bojangles on the road today. Always a great place when you're traveling.
You can make it bow time at Bojangles. They've got those wonderful hand-breaded chicken tenders and those dipping sauces that go great with them as well. Perfect for your tailgate, whether it's a high school football tailgate, if you're not off for fall break tonight, or that college football tailgate coming up over the weekend, or just college football watch party at home. Make it Bojangles for that with those great hand-breaded chicken tenders, those great dipping sauces that go with it. As always, for college and high school football weekends, it's bow time.
And Lance'sLock.com brought to you by Hemphill. We'll get into what happened last night in the Eagles-Giants game and on the college football and baseball fields after Lance tells us about Lance's Lock.
Another winning night. We are absolutely crushing it. Jump on board and win with us. We have got college football up tonight. We've got the ALDS up tonight between the Tigers and the Mariners. Jump on and win with us. Free play every single day at Lance'sLock.com. It is brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954. For all of our plumbing, heating, cooling issues, any of these arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, HemphillServices.com.
If you want an example that anything can happen on any given Saturday or Sunday or Thursday night, all you need to know is that a college all-star team, not even a good one, went out and beat the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champions last night. Jackson Dart and Cam Scatteraboo ran roughshod over the world champion Eagles 34-17. Offensive problems aside for Philadelphia, 34 points from that giant offense, man. That a surprising outcome for me anyway.
Well, I think, you bring in a guy like Jackson Dart, and I think Giants fans are like, why in the hell didn't we play this guy from day one? Brian Daboll needs something to save his job. He is on the hottest of hot seats right now. But when you look at not only what Jackson Dart does, just sparking this offense without one of the best receivers in football and Malik Neighbors, but Cam Scatteraboo. I mean, this guy runs harder than anybody. And it goes back to, you're like, how in the hell did he fall to the fourth round? How were 6 other running backs taken in front of him? And it's all these measurables. And sometimes these guys, when you watch them, especially the run Arizona State went on last year, doesn't always translate to success in the NFL.
Did you think it would, though, with him, with Scatteraboo? Did you watch him and think that'll be a good NFL running back?
No, and,
I didn't either.
It kind of reminds you of Mike Allstott.
Yeah.
I mean, just more of a fullback build, but you look at the athleticism when he scores these touchdowns, he's doing
backflips. But it's a different Giants team altogether. You see the body language. You see how they all gravitate to both Scatterboo and Jackson Dart. So, if they had Neighbors, I think they'd be a really difficult out moving forward this year for a lot of teams. Without Neighbors, they're going to be up and down. They lost last week to the Saints. But that is a bad loss. More importantly, we focus on the Eagles. It should be 3 consecutive losses right now for the Philadelphia Eagles. If you go back to the 2 block kicks against the Rams in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I brought it up to Orlovsky a couple of weeks ago. This just does not feel like an Eagles team. It's got the feel. I mean, again, we go back to the example of the Chiefs that won all those one-possession games, which, by the way, most of the NFL is one-possession games, but most teams don't win all of them. And Philadelphia was winning all of them, and now not only are the one-possession games not going their way, now they're getting blown out by a division rival. I think there are some issues with this offense, and I go back to Orlovsky yesterday. They never get under center, and you wonder, I'm no defensive genius, but if a team's never under center, and Dan was like, if the back is next to them, they're passing. If the back's behind them, they're running. Well, Dan is really, really smart, but if he can figure that out from the ESPN, I'm guessing defensive coordinator in the NFL's got it covered too.
Yeah, a costly interception from Jalen Hurts, who feels like he's trying to force a little offense late in that game and a red zone opportunity that would have made that interesting and a comeback for the Eagles. Giants get the win. We'll see what happens to the Eagles. They've got so many Georgia Bulldogs on that defense. They're in Philly. Doesn't feel like typical Philadelphia Eagles. This Georgia team is coming to Auburn. Doesn't feel like typical Georgia. We'll talk about in town in a little bit. College football last night. Your Jack State Gamecocks on the road at Sam Houston State. Get away with one, 29-27.
I tried to tell you guys that was going to be a tricky game. I literally, and I told you'll remember this Tuesday, I told you I almost went Jack State upset alert. I almost went with Sam Houston State there. I just felt like they were laying way too many points on the road for a 2-3 team to be laying on the road. I know Sam Houston State's no good. There was nobody at the game. Terrible stadium. And Jack State had to fight through all that. They turned it over, just gifted them a touchdown. But what a heck of a drive. A quarterback making his first start in that situation to take a team all the way down the field to set up the field goal with under a minute to go. That was a heck of a finish right there by Jack State.
It is honestly the only game that I did not have on last night.
Because
I had no action on it. I told you, done with the Bearcats.
This was the time to play them. I tried to tell you.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
well, they spell that Bearcat wrong, too.
They do. They got a K in there. It's a weird team. Man.
Yeah. They spell it like a strip club.
Or a convenience store. Anything kind of on the chip.
They kind of do spell like that. Where are you going to that, Bearcats?
I'm going down to Bearcats. Yeah.
Is Destiny with an I there tonight?
Barekat.
Now,
that's how you'd spell it.
Would you have,
is that all right?
Would you have the kittens working at the Bearcat?
Yeah. I mean, Barekat. That's how you'd spell it there at Sam Houston State.
But it really is the only game that I didn't pay attention to last night because we had Kennesaw. Kennesaw ran away with that game after they got down 7-0 to, what was billed as a pretty good La Tech team. And then Georgia Southern, one of the best backdoors. Now, we had them +3, so we took a push on that, but they were dead and buried.
Yeah.
And they came storming back.
Yeah, 38-35, Southern Miss wins. Southern Miss, who barely had any wins at all last year. I think they have 4 now. They're unbeaten in the Sun Belt. They're good. Kennesaw State, who all of a sudden is good in football, they beat La Tech 35-7. And then there was the game that had playoff importance. Tyler and Forrester, if you'll give me cut number 12, our buddy John Sumrall. Last night, home game. I told you it was a scary game for Tulane and their playoff hopes. Not a good performance from the Green Wave. They do escape with a victory. They beat East Carolina 26-19. Here's John Sumrall, our buddy, head coach of the Green Wave, afterwards.
Good win because there are no bad wins. Right? I've been a part of no bad wins in my life. This team is going to give me like health issues, I think, because we don't play with enough discipline and detail yet, and we're going to get there. If I'm going to continue to push them. I'm happy we won. I'm really, really, really driven to make sure this team gets better. But happy for the win. I'm gonna pull my hair out trying to figure out how can we get this thing better because we gotta overcome ourselves a little bit.
That's John Summerall last night. Tulane gets the win to stay in that American race, which is likely where the playoff bid is going to come from this year. More on an important game in that conference after LT tells us about our friends at Fractional Financing.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I think is wrong with Tulane in the second as well. But our friends at Fractional Financial, if you've got a small to mid-sized business in Alabama, Georgia, East Tennessee, the Carolinas, you're looking for a CFO service designed for businesses that need expertise, call our friend Rod Smallwood at Fractional Financial. Rod and his team can provide expertise in cash management, budgets and projections, accounting, payroll, and annual reports. Fractional Financial does it all, not your typical contract CFO service. Fractional Financial works with clients face-to-face so they can make informed, data-driven decisions to get their business to the next level. Contact Rod and that team today, 704-614-2083, or visit them, fractionalfinancial.net.
And if you can't be at a place like the Draft House here in Auburn for a football weekend, our friends at Walk-Ons, great locations around the Birmingham area, both in the Greystone area, out near the Hoover Met, just off of Highway 150 and I-459, and in Trussville, all the made-from-scratch food they have in there, the great selection at the bars they have, and that Cajun cuisine, and boy, it's always game day. With our friends at Walk-Ons, go by there and check them out. Something wrong with Tulane, in your opinion?
Well, look, I just go back, Hugh Oregon, I thought he was going to have a tremendous year there, and he gets buried all the way back to the number 4 running back right now. And this is a guy that was a 1,000-yard rusher for the Green Wave last year. Retzloff comes in under the weird circumstances, BYU and the code of conduct. And, he's playing pretty well. He's been solid, but they just can't run the football effectively. They almost got doubled up last night from East Carolina. I think if they had Mekhi Hughes, it would give them more balance. It would give them another explosive weapon. I mean, you go back to the one game that they lost this year, they weren't even competitive with Ole Miss. So even if they were to win the American, somehow get into this postseason, it's going to be a worse situation than Boise of last year.
The plus is there's Army at UTSA at Memphis, huge game for them. Florida Atlantic at Temple, Charlotte. Not exactly a back-breaking remaining schedule. So if they can win that game at Memphis,
I don't think they can beat Memphis.
They probably can, but it's going to come down to that game for them to go into the college football playoff.
And there's a big game,
a shot at it.
Big game tonight in the American as well. 6:30 on ESPN2. You don't want to miss this one. South Florida, USF, they've got the small number beside their name. They're number 24 in the country. They're 4-1. They're only lost to powerhouse Miami on the road. They're in Denton to play North Texas, 5-0 North Texas with a quarterback. You're going to say best quarterback in this game, probably the running mobile dual threat quarterback at South Florida. You may be wrong. Drew Mestmaker is having quite a season for North Texas. Dangerous game tonight for number 24 USF.
Yeah, Mestmaker is yet in 5 games to throw a pick, 11 touchdowns, no picks. He's been fantastic. The Mean Green, depending on where you shop this, it's been flipping around one either way. It's virtually a picket. So difficult that I stayed away from this game. I don't know who you guys like in this game. I've heard that Denton, Texas has a pretty good little home crowd.
Really?
I've heard that.
With Kathy Ireland kicking field goals, you better believe it, man.
It is name brand. It's hard to buy into North. Listen, I know we're talking the American, so name brand is an issue for a lot of these teams, right? But this is North Texas we're talking about. It's hard to buy into North Texas.
Because of what USF did early in the year,
right?
We all were like, oh, okay. USF beat Boise. They beat Florida. Then they got beat by Miami. But still, they beat Boise and Florida. So surely they're going to beat North Texas.
And I have seen in our lifetime, USF be number 2 in the country and play a game just down the road from us right here in Jordan-Hare Stadium a few blocks over and beat Auburn.
Yeah.
On their way to being number 2 in the country. So even though this is American conference, I still feel a little bit better. USF's more of a name brand. It is hard to look at that North Texas brand and think college football playoff, honestly.
Well, look, and South Florida is still ranked. They have beaten Florida in the swamp. They beat Boise State earlier this year. When you look at the wins, although they're sitting at 5-0, if you would have said in the offseason you beat Washington State by 49, that might be somewhat impressive. If you would have said in the offseason you go to Army and you win that game, that might be impressive. But now Army's no good, and Washington State's really bad.
Yeah. And then there's another game tonight with playoff implications. Washington still potentially dark horse Big Ten playoff contender at 4-1 right now. They've got a home game with Rutgers, 8:00 FS1 on the banks of Lake Washington. There shouldn't be a problem for the Huskies tonight, at least in Whacked Out Wednesday. I was all over the Purple Rain. But last year, Rutgers gave them problems.
Rutgers, this is a different Rutgers team. We normally when you have a guy try to replicate what they had done before, it doesn't work out. But this has worked out for Rutgers. And I'm not saying, they're a top 25 team right now, but it's not the Rutgers that you remember back in the day under Schiano that was just playing great defense. 18th in scoring right now at 39 points per game. Now, Washington scoring right at 40 points per game. This could be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, it should be a fun night of football on a Friday night, a fall break. Enjoy your holiday this weekend. We're here at the Draft House in Auburn, all-American food right here. It's been around for about a decade, and it's a great place to go enjoy your game days and stuff with our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We'll talk about the biggest story in college football in just a second. It involves a big rivalry game with the top 10 team tomorrow and a Manning. We'll get to that right after Brownie tells us about the fine folks at the Talladega Superspeedway. It's almost racing time again.
It is almost. It's coming up next weekend, 877. Go to Dega. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com is the place to go to reserve your spot in the grandstand, in the infield, in the camping area, the Whiskey Myers concert on Saturday night. That's good with your Saturday ticket. You can get in and see that with your ticket there. Also, you can see one of the great races in America. There is no more exciting racing than the Talladega Superspeedway. You can see it for yourself by going to TalladegaSuperspeedway.com and reserving your spot in next weekend's Yellowwood 500 weekend. Racing Friday, Saturday, and capping off with the Yellowwood 500 on Sunday. 877 go to Dega. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
I can't wait to hear what Furman thinks of Red River, the shootout tomorrow in Dallas. Not an 11 o'clock kick per tradition because of the SEC contract with ABC. Now they're sliding that at 2:30 at the Texas State Fair. John Mateer probable now. He's going to dress. He's going to play. The question now becomes, with the broken bone, the thumb, can he grip the football? Can he throw the ball downfield? Can he get it fast and hard out into the flats or into small windows? Or do they change the game plan? Do they try to milk the clock and slow the game down? Is that why the number's so low at 43.5 that maybe they're going to work on time of possession and run the ball to try to beat Texas? What are you looking from Mateer as he gets the start for Oklahoma?
Well, first of all, I think the total's low because you have the second overall scoring defense at Oklahoma giving up right over 7 points per game, and the number 5 scoring defense in Texas only giving up 12 points per game. Mateer, going back to that Auburn game, he looked a little off. We talked about that. They won the game, and then you find out that he had a broken thumb. I just don't know how, and tomorrow at kick, it'll be 17 days since he got the procedure done. I know he's battling to play, but you talked about the grip. That's going to be a big concern. And then just pain tolerance overall. I think he'll work his way through the pain tolerance.
You said procedure like he got his oil changed. I mean, it was surgery.
It was surgery.
He had surgery, yeah.
Yeah, on a thumb, on his throwing hand, and now you're going against this Texas defense that you're talking about a caged animal. Like, their season is completely dead and buried. Now, you can start to look at a path to maybe come back and actually survive and maybe make a run at the college football playoff, but it starts Saturday in Dallas. And I don't know, man. I love Mateer. I think he's a great player. I just don't know how effective he's going to be against this Texas defense, which, by the way, held Oklahoma last year to 3 points and sacked Michael Hawkins 6 times. Well, I think the difference is going to be the Texas defense in this one.
And the betting market reacted overnight. Oklahoma flipped around to the favorite. Texas has been the favorite since the line opened, since the point spread opened. Texas has been the favorite all along. And then with this news of Mateer, Oklahoma is now a 1-point favorite. Basically a toss-up either way, but a 1-point favorite. So the betting market has looked at this, and they believe Mateer is playing.
Yeah, but okay,
it can be effective.
So imagine holding a football.
Okay.
And now you've got some kind of surgical procedure on your thumb.
Oh, I'm not going to use my thumb. Oh, wait a minute.
Now you've got to grip that football. You've got to throw it, and not just we're playing Nerf in the backyard. You got to throw it against Texas, a great defense with great defensive backs.
It's going to be tough.
Or I'm going to run the football, which he's great at running the football. He runs that Ben Arbuckle offense to precision, but it involves him running the football. How am I on taking a hit with that right thumb now? Or wait a second, now I've got to hold on and protect the football from fumbling. Or if I'm passing, I got to have that strong grip and get it raked out as I'm trying to drop it. So many things. So many things could go wrong. If I tell you see Michael Hawkins in this game 100%.
I think you will see Michael Hawkins at this game. I think Mateer is going to struggle, and they're going to be like, hey, look, he can't throw the football with the proper grip. There's going to be, I don't want to call it an excuse. It's probably legitimate, but I do think you're going to see Hawkins in this game.
Let me ask you a question.
I love Texas in this game.
Yeah,
with him playing now, I love him even more.
Yeah, me too. I think they're forcing the issue a little bit.
Right.
I hate that this is going to be an excuse win. But I do think if material is 100%, I would like Oklahoma.
All right. I know we got to get to Furman. So quick answer here. I'll go Reese Davis. Fast answer on this one. More confidence, injured material or current Arch Manning?
I don't think Arch played as bad
in the first half. Second half, he was better.
As people make. I think, what did he get sacked? 100 times? It would have been 200 if he had been less of an athlete. I think this is a good game for Arch Manning. I mean, is he the best quarterback in the SEC? No. But he may be the best quarterback in the Cotton Bowl.
But here's the scary thing. Texas offense, 114th in third down conversions, going against the best third down conversion defense in football.
Asterisk, they played Auburn. One of the worst third down teams in college football.
That's true.
But Oklahoma can get after that quarterback too. They can get after that butt. So we'll see if Arch Manning's on the run again. All right, when we come back, we'll get to Todd Furman from Vegas. He joins us not as early as he usually does, but he'll wake up out in Vegas and tell us some winners coming up this weekend. Show being brought to you by a couple of great folks. That includes our friends at MyBookie. Before Brownie gives us some lines, I want to remind you our buddy Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing right there to give you a free no-cost roof inspection. Absolutely free, no-cost roof inspection. Greg and his family will jump on that roof and check out the shingles and all the fixtures up there that make sure there's no water entry points that can cause you major damage. You see the number on your screen. You can call that number right there to get an appointment, set up that free no-cost evaluation, or you can go online to the Storm Restoration Roofing website and check out everything Greg has to offer. It is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, locally owned for over 20 years, storm damage repairs, roof replacements. He's got a builder's license. He can take care of some of that repair on his own without even calling anybody extra in. It's all right there with our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing, or on Facebook, it's Greg from Pell City.
All right, so Alabama's still a 3-point favorite as they are taking on the Missouri Tigers up in Como. You've got the Red River down to a 1. Oklahoma, a 1-point favorite. That total actually ticked up a little bit, up to 45. You currently have the Florida Gators, 7.5-point dogs at Texas A&M. Arkansas, 12.5-point dog at Tennessee. The Georgia Bulldogs, 3.5-point road favorites here in Auburn. USC, a 2.5-point home favorite as they play host to Michigan. All those games could be played at mybookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at mybookie.ag. Get that bet back bonus, $500. Mybookie.ag, code next round. Mybookie.ag, code next round. Lance has it open right now.
I finally opened an account last night.
Oh, look at Lance. Lance opened a MyBookie account. All right.
I popped their ass, too.
Just now?
No, last night.
Last night.
No, I meant like.
Yeah, I told you.
Like in 2025?
Look, I've done enough gambling to last myself a lifetime.
We let the addict get one before you?
Yeah, I just.
If I do my math right, you're plus.
You don't have to.
Plus 10%. I was just going to say plus 10%.
Yeah, a little over 10%.
A little over 10%.
But, I've tried to stay on the sideline and just give out picks, and that's enough action for me. But I was feeling it last night and hit a 2-team parlay and 3 straight-up bets and a player prop.
Parlay.
Parlay. Parlays for suckers.
It was a 2-teamer.
Yeah. MyBookie.ag. Code next round. Go sign up right now and get that bet back bonus up to $500. MyBookie.ag, code next round. We are the next round, and we will talk with Todd Furman from Vegas next.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to shannara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple-header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champies is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champies for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champies Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champieschicken.com.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Back with you at the Draft House in Auburn, Alabama, as we get ready for a huge weekend with Georgia and Auburn at Jordan-Hare Stadium under the lights with that massive new light show that they put on. It is unlike anything else in college football. The atmosphere will be great. Our friends at Coca-Cola want to remind you that the great taste of Coke is great work for fan work, because fan work is thirsty work. So Auburn fans or Alabama fans or any fan base, enjoy the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar.
All right, Todd Furman is with CBS Sports, at Todd Furman on social media. He joins us have to do it every single Friday on the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys Hotline. We're live in Auburn today, Furman. I hope you're doing out in Vegas. Tyler, I do not hear Todd. He was probably taking a shot at Dunaway.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt.
This is very strange.
Dunaway, so I can't believe you think Florida's going to blah, blah, blah. Yeah. All right, so we'll move on.
Yeah, Tyler will let me know.
Maybe they're hearing us or not hearing us. I don't know. But LT, you got some beads over there. We're at the Draft House, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. I don't know how you earned those. But
oh, man, the things I had to do in break there, Dunaway. We've got a ton of stuff. We've also got custom-made cornhole boards over there. Bud Light, Auburn cornhole boards. We're going to get you registered. I'm getting tongue-tied. Guess it's the early draft. And by the way, you guys look at me like, man.
I know. I always forget the
time. It's 11 o'clock. It's 11:30. It's a Friday.
I know. I always forget when we do these shows that it's not 9:30.
So our friends at Adams, they're going to get you registered. We've got a little dog bowl over here. It's never been used, so don't worry about that. But when you, on a receipt, piece of paper, put your name, number, information, we will draw at the end of the show. Somebody's going to get those cornhole boards.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, let's go.
Where are they? Oh, I see them right over there. Yeah. Yeah, they got a bunch of gear too, so we can give away some Auburn color.
You want
themed
beads?
Gear.
You can get beads as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all that and a lot more going on with our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa as well as we try to relax with Todd Furman. If not, we'll move on with him as soon as Brandon gets an update. But Woodhouse can make it easier for you today.
Yeah, I've always said forgiveness better than permission. And if you live by that, sometimes you've got to give a little bit to get. And one of the things you can give is a gift card from our friends, the gift of relaxation at the Woodhouse Spa. Located conveniently at the Summit Shopping Centers. Get in, see Stuart and that great staff. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. They can order right there online. They can ship the gift card to you. You can choose from a menu of 70 options, including the massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services. Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. Again, online, birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
We'll get back to college football and the NFL in just a second. But in baseball last night, the Dodgers advanced LT. They get rid of the Phillies. Tough game, but they advance on. Cubs win as well. They get a Game 5 with Milwaukee, and we get Game 5 with Detroit and Seattle tonight as well.
I was just going to say the way that game ended going into the 11th, and the Dodgers loaded up with two outs in the bottom of the 11th, and then you get one of the slowest comebackers ever, and he had a ton of time to actually just throw it over to first and take it to the 12th inning, and the Kirkering kid kind of panicked there and got kind of caught up and throws it, decides to try to cut him down at the plate, and gets away from him. And I don't think I've ever seen an elimination game them walk it off like that.
Yeah, that is a weird way to do it. I would agree. That's a weird way to end an elimination.
But I will tell you this, the Dodgers did not want to go back to Philadelphia for tomorroir night.
No. If that thing gets back to Philly. Yeah, it was a bad night for Philly.
And you guys have heard me talking about this Mariners team. I really believe they were going to get not only their first World Series in the organization's history, I thought they were going to win this thing. And now you've got an elimination game tonight in Seattle against Skubal, who is the best or second best pitcher right now in Major League Baseball, and the Tigers are a road favorite.
Yeah, they finally got over the hump of winning a home game for the first time in a month. Now they've got a chance to advance on, which if you're the Blue Jays, you're sitting there going, come on, man, that's the team we want. Detroit can't, Detroit can't string together 4 straight wins or 4 wins at all.
I mean, you don't have that frontline guy with the Mariners. You've obviously got a much more balanced, powerful offense. But Skubal's not a guy you want to see twice in that 7-game series, and maybe even a third time if he went on short rest, if it was to go 7 games. But I agree with you. They would much rather see Detroit right now.
Yeah, so that's the deal with baseball. As that continues this weekend, we'll get back in touch with baseball coming up on Tuesday, probably.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm all in on football on the weekends.
That's another reason I didn't want to see an elimination game tomorrow night, because I don't know if I could find a TV for it.
That's right. Would make it on the TVs. Meanwhile, back to football we go. Our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings brings us to pick 3. No Todd Furman. We'll catch up with Furman again next week when we're back in studio, hopefully. We're on the road again next week, but we'll work out some technical details and make sure we're connected with Furman next week. So no Todd Furman this week. Our apologies to that. Before we do, the Buffalo Wild Wings pick 3. Tell us about Breakline, Brownie, and the great folks there.
BreaklineOptics.com. They are great-looking sunglasses. They are built to last. Here's the deal. Like when you use sunglasses, you're going to be out in the elements. You're going to be at the beach, at the lake, at the pool. You're going to be out hunting, out fishing, whatever the case might be, and the elements are going to affect those glasses. These glasses are made by people that do all of those things, so they don't have to worry about, or you don't have to worry about as the consumer, the elements breaking those down. And most importantly are the lenses. The lenses are built to last on these. You cannot break them. We've tried. We've beat them into the pavement behind our studio with a mallet. You could not break them. That's what you get when you buy Breakline Optics. And right now you can save code TNR30, TNR30, 30% off your order at BreaklineOptics.com. When you use code TNR30, go see all the great looking glasses and use code TNR30 to save 30% on your order at BreaklineOptics.com and look great in a stadium near you right now.
All right, Tyler, let's do it, man. Hit the music.
College Football Spotlight.
Like the game's already been played. Monday's headline.
Little pick 3 action here, LT, brought to you by our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yes, football in full effect. So is that pick 6 from 1999 at Buffalo Wild Wings? That little blonde comedian stayed in the Buffalo now in the commercials. And they talk about the pick six. Yeah. And he wants to have kids and bring them all to Buffalo Wild Wings. Hey, you can bring all your kids there. Right now, the ultimate meal for two entrees, 2 sides, 2 drinks. Pick between the boneless wings, any of the 26 sauces and seasonings, spicy sauced or grilled crispy chicken dippers, hand smashed, double stacked all-American cheeseburgers with sides of fries, tots, potato wedges. Again, the ultimate meal for 2. It's the pick 6 from our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hey, let's start right here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Night game tomorrow night, Georgia and Auburn. When you look at the keys to this game, can Gunnar Stockton do what he couldn't do against Alabama, and that's actually have some success in the RPO? For some reason, Georgia didn't really establish that for Stockton. Had a big play for him with running the football, but he was not effective offensively in that game like he has been in other games, like in Neyland Stadium. Can he bring back Neyland Gunnar Stockton to Jordan-Hare?
I don't know. It's almost like Mike Bobo knew they needed that. I don't know if they necessarily need this against Auburn because of Auburn's offensive woes, at least to start the season. I just don't think Georgia's going to be able to effectively run the football consistently against this Auburn defense. Auburn's defense only giving up 2.6 yards per rush, second best mark in the SEC behind only Oklahoma right here. On the other side, the thing that scares me to death is I do think Georgia's got the better roster, and Kirby has completely owned this series 9-1 against the Auburn Tigers.
You got to have play. Let's see. What do I want to say? Do you have to have play to have play action, or have to have action to have play action? They got to be able to run the ball to have play action and have an effective pass game. And I think that's kind of the issue with their effective pass game is Georgia hasn't run the ball as well as they have run it. And nobody's stopping them run better than Auburn right now, right? So can Auburn have that effective play action, and can Auburn or can Georgia have that effective play action, and can Auburn stop the run the way they have? I think that's the story of this game right now.
Yeah, I agree. Tyler, if you can give me cut number 7, if I'm an Auburn fan who's coming to this game, what's the one if I could ask you, Hugh Freeze, one question, what question would you ask Hugh for? What's dangerous? This is dangerous.
This is dangerous right here.
If Hugh Freeze was sitting here, open mic at the Draft House downtown Auburn on Friday,
there'd be a lot of questions.
What would be the one question? You only get one question to Hugh Freeze. What would be that question?
Is it me, or do you think I'm representing all the people that are sitting here? I'll represent all the people that are sitting here.
Just be you.
I'll be. Oh, it's the same question. I'll be me, and I will represent the Auburn fans.
And I've got one on the other side. You might go the direction I would go.
Okay.
Why is our pass offense not better?
Okay,
that would be my question.
Why is the pass offense not better? What would be your one question?
Well, I mean, I would combine it. I'd be like, Hugh, it looks like for the first time, you have got some weapons. Like Cam Coleman, you go out, you get an Eagleton. Jeremiah Cobb, when he touches the ball, looks great. How are you not finding more touches between those 3 guys?
That's a great question. Cut number 7, Thursday, just less than 12 hours ago, Hugh Freeze talking to the media. The question is, will the Auburn fans see a difference in the offense? And here's Hugh Freeze, what he said to that.
Well, they see a difference in the offense. Just look.
They better. I take great pride in that. I mean, I said Monday, I think, you work your whole career for opportunities like coaching at Auburn, and I've done it before and had great success with offensive numbers and things, and so it's something that doesn't set well for sure with you, and I anticipate that not happening again.
That's Hugh Freeze yesterday. Is his answer there? What gets the Auburn offense going, in your opinion, against Georgia?
I mean, I'm not limited to one here, right?
No.
Number one, they got to protect the quarterback. Now, Georgia doesn't get after the quarterback the way they once have, but Auburn has not been able to properly protect Jackson Arnold, and then Jackson Arnold has magnified that problem by holding the ball way too long. So, I mean, at some point, we're 5 games into this, Lance. You are what you are. Is Jackson Arnold going to get better at getting rid of the football? I don't know. I mean, that is fixable, but if it's fixable, when's it going to be fixed? Is Auburn going to be better at protecting the quarterback? That too is fixable, but at some point you are what you are. And that's my fear in this Auburn offense is what we have seen through the first month of the season is who Auburn is.
Well, there's only one team in the SEC that does not have a 50-yard play from scrimmage. That's Georgia.
Oh, wow.
Auburn has one, but it was Darrell Robinson, and that was in mop-up duty. And so you've got, like, Cam Coleman. I mean, I know we beat the dead horse, but Cam Coleman is an opportunity against a pass rush that hasn't been what it has been in the past, against a secondary that hasn't been what it has been in the past, I think, back to your point, though, you got to be able to protect, up front. 20 sacks they've already given up, the most in the FBS. But Jackson at the same time has got to be able to get rid of the football. And I think Cam Coleman makes things easier on a quarterback, and you've got to start utilizing what is one of the best talents in all of college football.
I love that he said 50 yards, because I was in Athens when I'm looking at it right here. Bowers ran one for 43. Bell ran one for 43.
There's not a 50-yard play.
There's not a 50-yard play, but those 43 yards on felt like they were 100-yard runs.
But if I would have told you there's only one team out of the 16, you would have gone Kentucky.
Well, Kentucky. Yeah, still got Auburn pretty quick.
But it's just hard to believe. I mean, I think Georgia's got really, really good playmakers. I think this could end up being Auburn's biggest defensive test. Is that fair? Like, I think A&M's got some weapons.
Oh, Alabama.
I'm talking about to this point.
To this point.
Yeah.
To this point.
Yeah. Like,
because they didn't even get a healthy Mateer because he injured that thumb in the first quarter.
Yes.
So he got 3/4 of 9-fingered Mateer.
Yeah. If you would have gotten 4/4 of Mateer, I would say Mateer. Marcel Reed still, I know they're number 5. They're undefeated. A little too inconsistent for me. I think you're getting better overall quarterback play coming in with Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah. Yes, Jim.
Was she an Alabama fan?
I missed it.
Yeah, you did. You absolutely did.
If I get caught up on this sidewalk, y'all are going to lose me.
That was crimson and white stripes.
Not many of them.
Yeah, she was missing a couple of stripes.
Yes, not many of them.
All right.
That was before we had as many colonies.
That was before Ben Franklin put pen to ink.
Yeah.
Was she walking in from the beer cap?
I don't know, Lance.
Yeah. She was in a split tee. Draft House is where we are. All American food right here. By the way, I think you could get with the wind.
Are we on the speakers?
I don't know.
No.
I just know that if we were here, if this wind is this way tomorrow, and it's blowing this way at 10 o'clock tomorrow night, I think
you better hope you don't see Towns Magoo.
Yeah, I could stand right here.
Towns' family's here. I apologize, but
I think I could stand here at the Draft House. And with the right wind, the way it's blowing right now, I think I can make a tumor's tree with a toilet paper roll from where we are. That's how close we are to downtown.
We're into the wind right now. The wind is in
Tumors is this way though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We're into the wind, so the wind will blow it right at Tumors.
Yeah, I know you. You came this morning.
I play golf.
By the way, when we got down here this morning, the wind was blowing so freaking hard. It felt like it was like a wind chill of like 40.
Yeah.
And now I know why you had to. I guess you walked next door to the joint to get your vest with the comma in it.
That's exactly where it is right there.
Well, I saw some of the brands they've got. They've got some good stuff.
Yeah. You walked in there?
I walked past it. I didn't walk in there because I really didn't want to walk in here with a bag. Yeah. So again, I know my weaknesses.
To the Alabama game, as we do our Buffalo Wild Wings pick 3, and you can go play nextroundlive.com all the way up to the kickoff 11 o'clock. You never have to play this game again. You never had to play it before. You just play it one time and you go 3-0. You get a chance to be in the drawing at the end of the year for the grand prize, brought to you by our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings and our friends at Breakline. The show today being brought to you in part by our friends at CPAP Plus. Sleep Home Alabama is the website. Your chance to finally get a good night's sleep. Your team plays a big game on a Saturday.
It is very, very important to your health to get the proper 8 hours of sleep every single night. Waking up in the mornings, in the afternoon, you need a nap. You're groggy all day. That's not healthy. You need to get the home sleep test. Make sure that you are sleeping the proper 8 hours. Nobody wants to deal with the lab. You don't want to deal with the insurance. Guess what? Our friends at CPAP Plus, no lab, no insurance. Go to sleephomealabama.com. Alabama's best home sleep testing and CPAP. They do have 5 locations throughout the state: Birmingham, Trussville, Pelham, Foley, and Troy. No lab, just easy-to-wear fingertip devices, clinically validated to connect to your smartphone, complete with the physician's interpretation of your results. The O'Neill brothers, they're there for you. $199 home sleep test. Get the information right now at sleephomealabama.com.
More on Georgia and Auburn as we move throughout the show from the Draft House in downtown Auburn with our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. But right now, let's go to Como, where Alabama and Missouri play each other. Kane Womack, the defensive coordinator at Alabama, knows that to stay on plan, his defense has to be better out of the gate.
We have got to start the game faster on a more consistent level as a defense. Twice this season we have not started games fast. that when you play in the SEC, you cannot let other teams take the momentum early, and then you feel like you're fighting your way back. Credit our guys in the way that they were able to fight, but certainly something that we do not want to build a consistent habit for. So those things have to get fixed. Good teams continue to get better as the season goes on, and that will be the challenge to our guys as we face another good SEC opponent on the road.
So what he's talking about is the 2 road games. Georgia, defense started fast, team started fast. Florida State, they did not. Here they are on the road. This game feels more like a Florida State game as far as the potential danger to not get a fast start than it did at Georgia. Sleepy 11 o'clock game in Como where you have to bring your own guts, BYOG, and we'll see if Alabama's defense can keep Missouri in a window there to where they don't get the big runs like Vandy did. Vandy had happened, but you had it at home.
Yeah, I've actually got a something in this game that Alabama doesn't control that could be hugely beneficial to them.
Wow.
Y'all ready for it? Alabama does not. Nobody controls this.
If you get this wrong, do I get your plays for free all year long?
You do.
Okay.
You get the rest of my plays. The Brown Bandit, I'll see if he'll give you his plays, his private plays. Alabama needs to lose the coin toss in this game.
And go on
because
first?
Vandy will defer, and you get the ball first. And to me, that would be the best way to get your defense started first is you go on one of those drives that Alabama's become pretty good at.
Now, Alabama had the ball first. Vandy drove down high red zone.
Against Vandy,
against Vandy.
Yeah.
It drove down high red zone and threw the interception on 4th down.
Stalled out through the interception on 4th down. I think on the road especially, if you could burn off one of those 5, 6, 7, 8-minute drives on the road and end with points, even if it's just a field goal, that keeps Missouri from coming out pistol hot and getting off to a quick start, quick score, big home run, and now the crowd's in the game, and you feel like you're fighting uphill the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, look, you get behind here. Vanderbilt, if it wasn't for the strip sack from Jefferson or the strip on Diego when he was going in the red zone, they go up 14. Maybe that game's different. Definitely, if you get down 14 to Missouri with their ability to control the clock, with Ahmad Hardy running the football, leading right now the FBS with over 700 yards, 9 touchdowns, second in the FBS. It's a problem if you get behind this team right now. I can't believe we're living in a bizarre world when we're using Vanderbilt and Missouri as big examples, but it's true. And another problem for DeBoer, like he's great in these ranked matchups, and he's 5-1 against ranked teams at Bama. But 4 of the last 6 road games, he's lost.
Yeah, when do you guys want the Vandy 15-game road streak, home streak? You want?
You mean Missouri?
Let me reset there. When do you want the Missouri 15-game?
I'm ready for the other side of it. So
you want it now? Yeah. You want it now?
Let's do it now before we get to the viewing menu. By
the way, your schedule is your schedule, Brown. Let me just
I
say
got
that.
you.
Okay, you know who says your schedule is your schedule?
People that play a bad schedule.
People that don't believe you got good wins.
All right, y'all ready for these? Here we go. This goes all the way back to the 2023 season. South Carolina.
Not a bad team.
Number 13, Tennessee.
Okay, that's a good win.
All right.
No, they lost that game.
No, they won.
Okay.
They won 36-7. In fact, they won. Keep up with the ranked teams real quick. That's number 13, Tennessee, okay?
Is this a joke? Am I going to have to write more than one?
Well, I think there's only 3 ranked teams they've beaten this entire time.
Florida.
Okay.
So now we're going to move on to the next year. They finished that year good. So let's move on to the 2024 season here. All right, you keep it up with the ranked teams, aren't you?
I am. Bro.
Okay, all right, here we go. So starting that season, Murray State.
Okay.
Buffalo.
Okay.
Number 24, Boston College.
Oh, 24, Boston College.
It's still ranked win.
27-21, it is.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Auburn.
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Arkansas.
All right.
We
could not have had a more favorable home schedule.
Just to point out, what did Vanderbilt and Oklahoma do against Alabama last year?
They won.
Okay,
they did.
Just wanted to point that out.
But they were not good teams. You would grant me that, right?
Both of those were home games that Alabama lost.
And that gets us to this year.
Home for Vandy, home for Oklahoma.
Central Arkansas.
Okay.
Kansas. Louisiana. South Carolina again. They got them twice. And UMass.
Yeah. Well,
that's your 15-game in. I get it. Schedule is what the schedule is.
Kansas is a good win. That's a rivalry game. You have Daniels at quarterback. That's a good win.
And even if you go road games, though, I mean, the last 31 games, which is a pretty good sample size, they're 26-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are 26-5 in the SEC.
You guys will tell me this: FPIs and committees and all this. Who knows more, Vegas or FPI committees?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas.
And this number is sitting at 3.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just saying.
yeah.
I get that you play who you play, and I get that they've won 15 in a row at home. I don't think anybody worries about playing at Missouri.
Yeah, I would say
Keep calling them
before Alabama went in there and won 30, broke that 33-game win streak at Georgia, you would have found a lot of those same teams on Georgia.
No doubt.
Home was wins.
Yeah,
home
they
wins
got
streak.
as you pointed out, they got out of the 30s.
And there was a reason that Georgia, on a 33-game home win streak, was only a 2.5-point favorite against an Alabama team that under DeBoer has struggled on the road.
Yeah, so we'll see what LT thinks about this game maybe later on when we give you our pick threes. We'll give them to you coming up in the 1 o'clock hour. Again, we're on until 2 o'clock today from the Draft House in Auburn, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light and Adams Beverage. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Great specials here going on. We'll tell you about those coming up in the next hour at the Draft House. Again, open till 2 after the game. But right now, the viewing menu brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
205-969-8100. That is the number that I called way back in 2003. Very important. Ask for Amy Toh the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. If you wear contacts or glasses, now is the time to make a call. 5-969-8100 for more information. MichelsonLaserVision.com.
We've got a new release on Prime tonight. It's a documentary called John Candy, I Like Me. Filmmaker Colin Hanks examines the life, work, and legacy of beloved actor and comedian John Candy, featuring interviews with Bill Murray, Tom Hanks, Steve Martin, Dan Aykroyd, Mel Brooks, Martin Short, Eugene Levy, Conan O'Brien, and more. So if you're a big John Candy
can't wait to see it. He was, sorry there, you broke up, Tyler. He was one of my favorites. I don't know about you guys. I remember where I was when I heard about the passing John Candy, and this is hard to get. Like a lot of celebrities, if they have a bad day, and you that kind of stuff comes out. I have never heard anything negative about John Candy ever.
Yeah,
everybody swears by him.
I'm with you. He apparently was a very nice guy in person.
Yeah, apparently as a favor to, I believe, someone, the director of Home Alone, is how he ended up with that little bit part in that movie, just as a favor, and so he took like the union minimum salary for Home Alone. Next up, we've got
union minimum for Home Alone.
Yeah, we've got a new documentary on Netflix called My Father, the BTK Killer. So this tells the story of the BTK killer through the eyes of his daughter, who found out, I believe when she was a teenager or a young adult, that her father was a serial killer. And so it talks about his different crimes and its effects on his daughter and how she is dealing with that trauma and just the knowledge of her father being that evil. And then
one of the most amended serial killers. You know what BTK stood for, right?
I don't.
Bound, torture, and kill.
Yeah, I remembered it was something like that. That's pretty bad. All three of those are bad.
Yeah, this is going to be a very dark one. And then finally, we've got a re-release in theaters coming out this Sunday for Battle Royale. 42 ninth graders are sent to a deserted island. They're given a map, food, and various weapons. An explosive collar is fitted around their neck, and if they break a rule, the collar explodes. Their mission, kill each other and be the last one standing. The last survivor is allowed to leave the island. If there's more than one survivor, the collars explode and kill them all. This is basically what inspired Hunger Games, but it's a lot darker.
Well, I'd say that's a lot darker.
Yeah, the old head explodes.
Explosive collar is pretty dark. I would agree with Tyler.
Yep, and that's all I got for today.
All
right. That's what Tyler's watching, brought to you by Michelson and our friends at Odie's if you're out and about in Mountain Brook today.
Yeah, hey, live music tonight at Odie's. Of course, Odie's Team Trivia every Wednesday night at the original location of Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Fantastic food. Anthony Davis at both of those locations for lunch or dinner. Great patios to enjoy this fall weather. Ice cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Get in and see Will Haver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution at Odie's Tavern.
And our friends Brownie at Central State Bank gets us to hour number 2 as we cash in on a road trip to Auburn.
That's right. Central State Bank is a bank that is big enough to meet all of your many, many needs, but they are also small enough to know you. For 100 years, they built trust, staying true to what matters. Personal service, local decisions, and lasting relationships
Proud to be large enough to serve you, small enough to still know you, rooted in community, driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are billed at any other provider.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with NextRound.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hour number 2 from the beautiful Draft House, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Don't forget, this place is open until 2 a.m. You're always looking for an Auburn, where to go after the game. This is the place to come.
Oh, and you mentioned this for people that enjoy the karaoke tomorrow. Great food, including that smash burger, their chicken wrap. They've got a barbecue sandwich. They're special today. But stop in, see our friends at the Draft House. Plenty of Bud Light specials and great Bud Light merch.
Yep. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And our friends at Bojangles Brownie, they bring you our tender moment of the day. We talked about Bojangles.
That's right. You can enjoy those Bojangles tenders for your tailgate, for your watch party, whether it is a high school tailgate, college football tailgate, or watching those games at the house. Bojangles is a great place to go for all of that. They have got those great hand-breaded chicken tenders and those great sauces that go with them. To work or school, you can swing by and get that Bojangles pork chop griller, that wonderful pork chop and that great Bojangles biscuit. It can be yours on your way to work or school Monday morning. It is bow time.
All right. So we moved to hour 2. Stephen Pearl scheduled to be with us here in the next hour probably as he speaks downtown here. So he may jump in at any second. So for the affiliates along the way, be ready to not take a commercial break for a moment as we talk to the new Auburn head basketball coach. But a couple of things. There's a big discussion going on in college athletics about what Auburn announced last week about moving their home game from this location, Jordan-Hare Stadium, to Mercedes-Benz next year, the return game in their home and home with Baylor. Different reactions around the league. Brian Kelly, he says, hey, with all the rules we've passed, these are all becoming fiduciary decisions. That's Brian Kelly.
Big word for BK.
Mark Stoops says, good for them. Good for them. I hope we can find some of those.
Stoops just wants anything, right?
Yeah.
Stoops is like, I'll take a $5 million payday. I don't care where we have to play.
Kirby and Lane took a different approach to that. We'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on. But Stephen Pearl is joining us now, so we're going to talk a little Auburn basketball. And what we have coming up here as he settles in, Brownie, tell us about our friends at A+. They can change the way your house looks.
A+, that's the group that redid the master bath in the Brown house, and they can do the master bath, the master bedroom closets in your house. A+ is right there. Our guy Brad Bell is the guy that you can call. Brad is the guy that will come in and he will take care of all of this. And let me give you his phone number, and I am also going to give you a website, alabamabathremodels.com. That is alabamabathremodels.com, and his number is 205-422-1758, 205-422-1758. He did great work in the Brown house. He can do it for you as well. alabamabathremodels.com. That is alabamabathremodels.com.
Hey, Stephen Pearl is here. He's the head coach of the Auburn Tigers. Man, how good does that sound to say?
Man, it's not gotten old yet, so it's been good. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming by.
You guys,
Thanks for remembering our names now that you're the head guy.
Can't forget those little people, you know?
Hey, you were doing a read, Brown. You see what I was showing him?
Oh, I know. I didn't even have to look at the photo. I knew what it was.
How is Nellie?
She's great. She's 5 and adjusting to being an older sister. So
they're great with kids, though, aren't they?
Yeah, especially when Laney's just dropping food every single time we feed her, and so her and Nellie have gotten along a lot better as of late.
How is the transition to being a real dad?
It's been good. It's been good. Laney's super easy. Brittany's was made to be a mom, so she's made it just incredibly easy for me. But it's been a lot of fun. You know, she's at the age now where she's crawling a ton and pulling up on things and just smiles all the time. So it's a really fun age, and she's just been super easy.
Yeah, she smiles all the time until you lose a game. Then she'll be like everybody else.
That's true. Then she'll be miserable just like the rest of us.
She'll be throwing food at you. So
right.
I think I'm right about this. The first time you guys put on the uniforms and you're on the sidelines, it's going to be at Bowell, right?
That's right. Yeah. Up in Birmingham on Wednesday of next week when we play Oklahoma State.
Yeah. So what I mean, this seems like it all is going so quick. I mean, it's happening fast, and you're going to be in an exhibition game in front of fans. How fast does this seem to be moving in your head right now and for the team?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're at the point now where we've been, beating the crap out of each other since June 1, and I think our guys are just excited to play somebody else at this point. So, obviously, since the announcement, it's how long has it been? Like almost 3 weeks now. It's just flown by. Not enough hours in the day at this point, but luckily we've had this group together since the beginning of the summer. So we've had a lot of time together to kind of get this thing, heading in the right direction and get a good, a good bit of our stuff in offensively and defensively. So I think we're in a pretty good place right now. I love that we're doing this, October 15th. Before our first game. That gives you a ton of time just to really dissect what we did well, what we didn't do well, to make adjustments for another scrimmage we have at the end of the month in Atlanta against a really good Memphis team before we have to open up, we have a 3 home game slate, before we really get into the thick of things with Houston and the Players Era.
I will say something to our audience that Coach may be hearing for the first time as well. We will be doing that game on
That's right.
the Hibbett's YouTube channel.
That's right.
Sports YouTube channel.
You know it's a big game when we're
doing it.
It went so well in Huntsville 2 years ago, and there was so much positive feedback that they said we want more of this. So
let me point out to the Auburn fans: no guests, just basketball. No guests, just basketball.
All right, good.
Can you take me back? I assume when BP decided, hey, this is it. He's going to tell family first, obviously. Can you take me back to that moment, just kind of your emotions and what were you processing in your mind when he sat down and told you that?
Yes, I mean he made myself and John and his team aware 2 weeks prior that he was going to ultimately make a decision on the 21st. He was going back and forth every single day on it. Like one day he was like, I'm going to stay in coaching. One day I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So we really didn't know until that Sunday morning when he called me after he had talked to John and said, I'm stepping down. And at that point, we were all asked to come to the gym so he could film the video that we put together for the fans. And, I was then told after the video what John's plan was. So it all happened incredibly fast and, kind of hit you like a train as far as like what was happening, and what was to come. So very surreal moment. It was bittersweet because you saw how much it meant to him that he was processing a 40-something year career as a coach, a 30-year career as a head coach. And this is what he was ultimately, deciding to do. And you guys know how BP is. He does 120% at anything he does, whether he's sitting down with you guys or he's picking weeds at the lake or he's coaching a basketball team. That's just the only way he knows how to do things. And he got to the point where he just felt like he couldn't give that same effort and energy to the team this year. And ultimately that's what led, stepping aside and spending more time with his grandkids and living a less stressful lifestyle.
So you didn't find out you were the head coach till right before you filmed that part of the video?
No, I found out on Sunday. I think John had 2 weeks to come up with a game plan, whether BP decided to leave or to stay. But BP told John 3 years ago that I'm not sure when I'm over those 3 years, John's been doing his due diligence, trying to figure out, do I need to be ready to hire a new head coach before any of these upcoming seasons? Or am I going to do an analysis of what this current staff looks like? And do I give them the opportunity to keep this thing going? And, I think when you look at the retention of the guys on our staff after being here for close to 10 years, being our offensive coordinator, Ira Bowman, my associate head coach, being here for close to 8-9 years and being, the spearhead in all of our recruiting efforts and our player development side of things. Marquise Daniels, being here for 8-9 years. Ian Border, you see what I'm saying? Coach Damon Davis.
Yeah.
It made so much sense because this for so long and we all have our fingers all over all the things that we do day in and day out. That's led to the success that we've been able to have. So, being able to lead this group is such an incredible honor, but it's this staff that got hired. It has nothing to do with me.
The portal is such a major impact on this roster for you. The portal, there's some bad, there's a lot of good. You look around at football, Mike Norvell goes from 11 wins or 12 wins at Florida State to 2 wins last year. They look like they're a little bit back this year. Is it easier because outside of Tahad, you've got a ton of guys coming in. Is it easier to get these guys to mold with smaller numbers being basketball than it is for a lot of these football guys?
Yeah, I think so. Just because those 10 or 11 guys are with each other all summer. So it's pretty easy for them to connect and grow closer. And, I think we've done a pretty good job as a staff evaluating good kids that aren't going to be cancers in our locker room. And we let our kids make decisions on personnel. Like we have 6 recruits coming in this weekend. Our guys are going to tell us at the end of the weekend, are those guys that you think are worthy to be in this locker room if they were to come tomorrow? And I think that's what our model has been ever since. So it's to grow closer. We told them all coming in, they were going to be competing for minutes with somebody at their position. So there's no surprises in that area. So when they get here, they know I got to compete, for my spot. I got to earn my minutes in my position and my role. So I think being honest in the recruiting process, bringing in good people, surrounding them with an army of people that are going to pour into them and help them be successful has helped, us be able to sustain and, manage a big turnover like this. Like we haven't had a turnover where we've had 10 guys, but there's been a couple years we've had to bring in 6 or 7 new guys, which I don't think is that much different than what we're dealing with this year.
Listen, I think I know the answer to this because of the individuals on your coaching staff that you guys have been together for so long. But I will tell you that me personally, I falter when these guys give me orders and tell me what to do. I'm a horrible coworker.
It happens so often.
So when you're friends, you guys used to be on the same level. How are they handling you being in that position? I think I know the answer to this, but I want you to brag a little bit on those guys, because you're right. The key to this is you guys all still being together as a unit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't honestly, like, our interactions haven't really changed. Like, they don't call me something different now that I'm the head coach. They don't like speak to me any differently. Like, it's
that's key, right?
100%. Like,
so you let them have eye contact with you.
Yeah, 100%. You know, that they don't call me coach. Like, it's Steve or SP. Like, that's what it's always been. That's what it will continue to be. The biggest difference is just I'm the one that ultimately makes the final decision on things. So that's where things are a little different. But as far as like what we do day in, day out, like, I'm going to do exactly what BP did. I'm going to empower our coaches to have, you know, the role and responsibility and the niche that they have and let them go be great at it, you know, because I think that's what's made this staff so successful, is because all of us have our strengths. And coaches always let us implement our strengths day in and day out, whether it be in practice, whether it be in game, or even everything off the floor. So I think the biggest thing that our guys have taken away is that nothing's really changed in our dynamic as far as how we interact with each other day to day.
Other than Bruce Pearl, the single biggest influence on the way you'll be a head coach is who?
That's a great question.
The assumption was Bruce Pearl is number one. I think that's pretty safe.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, I think I can pull from a lot of different people. You know, obviously having such a great relationship with Todd, like, I'm going to lean on him a lot. And he's told me, except for the week that we play you, like, you should call me every week to ask for, you know, advice on things. So he would be a guy that I would definitely lean on. Steve Forbes from Wake Forest was a guy that coached me when I was at Tennessee. Jason Shea, Joe Shea's dad, who's on our roster. Jason was a head coach at ETSU. He's an assistant at Wake Forest now. So I just think, you know, the tree that BP's kind of built from his time at Tennessee and obviously at Auburn, you know, those are going to be guys that, you know, I'll lean on. But, you know, I just have a great network of other assistant coaches and head coaches that have all reached out and said, you know, if I can help you in any way, you know, please let me know.
Did all 15 SEC coaches congratulate you?
No, I think I got
okay. I was just curious.
No, definitely not.
Not all 15? Okay.
No, I think it was like
I don't know how that goes.
I mean, Porter Moser reached out, Rick Barnes reached out, Todd obviously reached out.
So we're gonna do names. Okay.
I mean,
wasn't gonna ask for that, but okay.
I can't believe Nate didn't call me. I'm just but no, I mean, trust me, we have so much crap going on. They have plenty of other things to keep themselves busy than to reach out to me. But, you know, when I see guys out on the road, they all have really nice things to say. So, no, I mean, it's obviously it's the best league in all of college basketball right now, and these coaches are trying to keep it that way.
So right down the road tomorrow night, electric atmosphere, obviously Georgia and Auburn. You said 6 guys are coming in. How important is having something like that for these recruits coming in?
I mean, it's about as important as having them come to Neville Arena for a home basketball game. Just they get the idea when they step in there and that they see a night game in Jordan-Hare, what that atmosphere is like, what our fans are like, walking around the tailgates and just seeing all the people coming up and talking to them and knowing their names. And they're like, how the hell do they know my? Well, they care. Like this is a big deal to them that you're coming here on a visit. So it's such an important piece of what we do. Hugh and his staff do an unbelievable job of giving our guys access to anything that we need on these visits. We don't try and bother them because obviously they got a job to do. But you know, the environment, the atmosphere, the people make such a huge difference in the recruiting process, and we try and take full advantage of it.
Yeah. When can you start putting your fingerprints on schedules? Is it next year that you start, or is it so far out in advance that it's going to be a couple of years? And do you want to keep doing what you guys have been doing?
Yeah, no, we'll try and keep the same model because, you know, I think it's one that's worked. You know, this year we're not going to go 12-1 in our non-conference. We're just, you know, with 10 new guys, that's going to be hard to do. So, you know, we're going to take some bumps and some bruises along the way, but I think it'll be really good for our guys. And the best part about it is we've probably experienced more adversity up to this point in the year than anyone in college basketball. So when we go play a Houston or we go play a Bethune-Cookman with 4 high major transfers, like, if we get down early, like this team's already gone through some stuff together, which I think will help bring this team closer together and will help us win in some of those difficult situations. So we're building the schedule out, for next year for 27, which is already just, we got Arizona coming back in. We have a road ACC, SEC challenge game. We have obviously the Players Era, which is 3 really tough games. And, there's a few more out there that we're working through right now that, are pretty high target games, high value games that we got a game in Huntsville again next year against Middle Tennessee State, I think. I don't know if that's been announced yet. Sorry, Mike.
All right.
I usually do that and just kind of stumble all over myself.
We appreciate it.
We're working on a Huntsville game. I don't know if the opponent's been determined yet, but I think that's one that we're looking at. So that'll be great to go back and do that. But yeah, we're going to keep the same model because, it doesn't hurt you if you lose some of these tougher games.
That's right.
Alabama's done the same thing. And it's why they've, when the year we won the SEC tournament championship, they had an average year, but they got a 5 seed and allowed them to make it to a Final Four. That's why you play that type of schedule to set yourself up for March to be able to make a run.
How big's the line to get in that Players Era? I mean, that seems like a heck of a deal right there.
Yeah, no, every year they've expanded it, and they just added another group. I think 8 or 10 more teams just got let in. So yeah, the fact that they didn't kick us out when BP retired is huge because they could have done that if they really wanted to. So it speaks to their respect for our program, the university, to keep us in the event, and obviously it's something that. It's going to be, it's basically the NCAA tournament in November. If you look at the field, it's unbelievable. Yeah. So it'd be great and, a great opportunity for us to figure out what we got so early in the year.
I think being nervous in a lot of different areas is very natural in life. Mm-hmm. For you though, going into this, do you have some nervousness? Like there are people out there that don't get nervous. I think it's strange. I mean, sometimes you can't trust these people that don't get nervous. They're not real. Are you nervous about being a head coach a little bit?
I mean, I have to lean on 38 years of watching what he's been doing, and that's what gives me confidence. Having the best staff in college basketball, that gives me confidence. So obviously there's going to be things where I'm going to come across that, are going to stump me a little bit, and I'm going to figure out what I need to do. But I don't think I'm nervous. You know what I mean? I've had a front row seat in a master class to how to do this. So like the first 3 weeks, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'm doing something, but that's what I expected because that's what I've watched him do for so long.
Is Brittany nervous?
No. I mean, I don't think she's nervous. Her first question was, how can I help you? Which is like,
oh, wow.
She just gets it. You know what I mean? She understands what it takes to be a coach's wife, and she's just proud and really excited for the opportunity. She realizes too, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'd be crazy not to take full advantage of this and put all of my blood, sweat, and tears into this job to, continue to repay the people that trusted me, with this position and with this role. But no, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm nervous. I'm excited because it's an incredible opportunity, one that, I may never get again. So I think I'm way more excited than I am nervous.
Maggie would have said, should we up the life insurance? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. She wouldn't have said that.
And drink this.
Yeah. So listen, and this is so exciting. And fans are excited that you're doing this again. If you I don't know. We sat here and watched this happen for you, and we would have discussions on the show, and we know you don't watch us, but we'd have discussions like, this job's coming open. And we would be like, Steven, God, I hope he hangs around and gets the job at Auburn. This sort of works out that you're getting this job first instead of going somewhere else, because you never know if you get back to this job, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's really hard, to do what BP have done. Yeah. And to work their way up from Division II to mid-major to Tennessee, to get fired and then get back into it at Auburn and have the amount of success they've had, to do what Coach Oates did, at Buffalo and high school, Buffalo, Alabama. Like that's hard to do. And I'm not saying I don't have the confidence, but I think, based on the journey that I've had here, starting as an assistant strength coach, operations, assistant coach, defensive coordinator, associate, like the best opportunity for me to step into this job with the staff that we had in place was to hang it, just tough it out. And
you had to be patient. You had to be so patient.
Yeah, no doubt. But like Auburn, this is an easy place to be patient in. Like, this place is unbelievable. The people are incredible. My wife's happy here. We had our daughter here. You know, we didn't get married here, but, you know, I asked her to marry me here. It's just really easy for us to, you know, to wait it out and be patient because, you know, at the end of the day, if I didn't get this job, I would have had opportunities pop up that, you know, we would have been good with. Right. So I just felt like it made a lot of sense to just stay present in the job that I was in, pour everything into this and continue to just grind and, you know, help us win games, win championships, make it to Final Fours, and, you know, just hope that my track record and my work spoke for itself. And ultimately I was able to get the opportunity. And, you know, thankfully John saw what the staff was capable of and gave us, you know, the chance of a lifetime to build off a Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah. Has to be the easiest decision he's ever made as an AD, in my opinion.
I mean, I would think so.
Yeah.
But
then he backed it up by moving a home game to Atlanta in football. But
do you and Barkley talk a lot more now?
He's actually here today. He got in this weekend. He's we have the Bruce Barkley basketball golf tournament on Monday, so he's in town for the whole weekend. So yeah, we talked the week of the hiring, and we'll catch up a lot this week. So yeah, it's been pretty cool getting to talk to some pretty notable people, and Bo Jackson gave me some great advice, which was really cool. Just, you know, stuff like that has been some of the fun stuff that you get to do in between appointments and practice and stuff, is you get to talk to some people that have had a lot of impact and influence on this university. And, you know, it just speaks to how special this place is.
Would you see Dylan run the floor the other night in that opener and slam it down?
I mean, I didn't know Auburn men did that. That was, you know, as godly of a man that Dylan is, I'm not sure if God loved that. That he may have ended that young man's career. So I was, and I also was thinking when Dylan did that, like if he did that at Auburn, he would have, you know how he reacts on those things. Like it was weird to see him so composed, because he would have yelled himself into a coma if he did that in Neville Arena, because that's just how he reacted to everything. So it was cool to kind of see him and his maturity and his coaches speaking to how much they, you know, love his toughness.
The bench reaction.
Oh my God.
When you got your peers reacting.
No
that
doubt.
Way.
So I think he's a fan favorite, but also a player favorite, or favorite team favorite as well. So, I mean, I've always said that Dylan is one of the best defenders in college basketball, and he's going to have a long NBA career, and I'm really proud of him.
Well, it would be disingenuous of us to act if we were anything but super excited for you. You've been great to this show. I know we appreciate that. You came on after some tough losses, some big wins, but you were always there, and we greatly appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you guys and your friendship, and always having my back. So it means a lot.
Do what we can. Lance, one-time questioned you about not shooting enough or something like that. I can't remember, but
I don't remember that.
Wow. I don't know.
Not taking too many threes.
He always has some questionable takes, so we'll let that one slide.
We look forward to seeing you every Tuesday on our show, man.
Just don't be a Pat Knight. Okay?
I got you.
If you can sign right here, we'll get that contract worked out. Stephen Pearl, the new head coach of the Auburn Tigers, and he wants to keep things rolling exactly the way they were, and coming off that Final Four season, man, we're excited for him. As he steps out and goes and does other duties, Brownie, tell us about the great folks at NASCAR Talladega Racing coming back.
877-GO-TO-DEGA, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. That is the website to go to reserve your spot at the Talladega Super Speedway. Don't forget, Talladega is the place that gives you that great high-banked racing that is so exciting, and you can go see it in the Yellowwood 500 weekend coming up this next weekend. It is starting Friday, goes through the weekend with racing all weekend long at the Yellowwood 500 weekend. You can reserve your spot in the grandstand, in the infield, in the camping area, at the Whiskey Myers concert, all by calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA or visiting TalladegaSuperspeedway.com and get in on the Yellowwood 500 weekend.
We've always got something to clean up on the show. What have we messed up on today? Our location.
Would be one thing.
Yeah, we were going to be at Sky Bar, but we are here at the Draft House.
I'm sure I've said something stupid.
We'll say that is brought to you by our friends at Gray's Tree. From the removal, I had 4 pines extracted a little over a year ago. The trimming, the health, you care for your lawn, care for your trees as well. Family owned and operated right there in Birmingham for over 25 years. Experts in the high-risk tree removals, pruning, soil health treatment to strengthen the trees and plants. Call the guys at Gray's today. John Mark and his crew came out, did an absolutely fantastic job. Tell them the next round sent you. 255-1239. You can scan that QR code you see on the screen or just visit graystree.com.
All right. Still to come on the show from the Draft House in Auburn, brought to you by Bud Light. We've got our early headlines and 4 downs in the next segment. We got more of the Buffalo Wild Wings pick 3 to come, and we get you ready for all the college football. So a little basketball there. Back to the football conversation when we come back on the other side, being brought to you, Brownie, by the great folks at Culver's.
That's right. You can eat wonderful weekend football meal at Culver's. They've got that great butter burger, those great sides with the perfectly crinkle cut fries, the perfectly deep fried cheese curds, and that butter burger is just tremendous. And right now, for a limited time, you can enjoy such a unique dessert at Culver's. They have got the flight of their concrete mixers that involve some of the great cereals you loved as a kid or maybe even as an adult. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the Lucky Charms, and the Cocoa Puffs right there in those great concrete mixers at Culver's. So make it a stop for your football weekend this weekend. Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shinara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shinara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your butter burger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a butter burger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Hey, back with you down at Auburn on a beautiful Friday before the big Georgia-Auburn game coming up in Jordan-Hare Stadium tomorrow night, where it's a skinny number for the Georgia Bulldogs, and there's a lot of belief Auburn's going to get a W in this contest. We'll talk more about all the games coming up in a moment. We got our 4 downs and our way too early headlines coming up. But first, the show being brought to you by our friends at Company Distilling LT. It's that cool weather, that chance to get by the fire pit and pour a drink of Company Distilling out there.
Yeah, Company Distilling, a great product to pick up this weekend. It does feel like, I'm a bourbon guy 365 days a year, but a lot of people are like, it's seasonal. When it starts to get a little nip in the air, I got to pick up some bourbon. Well, now is the time to do it. Company Distilling now available at ABC stores across the state. Not only if you're in Alabama, it's also available in Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Missouri, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. Ask your local store to order it if it's not on the shelf. The man behind the bottle, Jeff Arnett, the master distiller of Company Distilling, former master distiller of Jack Daniels. Fantastic product. Find your bottle. Learn more at companydistilling.com/Alabama. Must be 21 plus to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. It is Company Distilling.
Let's do our 4 downs right here, and we always start with first down.
First down.
Which program would a win tomorrow mean more for, Missouri or Indiana?
I think both of them are exactly the same, LT, because I think we asked exactly the same questions about both those programs. I'm going to say it would mean more for Indiana than it would for Missouri, because I think right now, it's hard for me to say this, but I think right now, because Oregon won at Penn State, because Oregon was unbeaten, the 1 seed in the college football playoffs, that slightly their reputation nationally doesn't have the crack in it that maybe Alabama does. I think there's still people around the country that are wondering if Alabama's for real or not. And I think everyone believes Oregon's for real. And we keep asking the question about Indiana. Who have they beaten? Who have they beaten? This win on the road for them would be, we beat Oregon in Eugene.
I would say my difference, well, no, I guess I'm agreeing with you, actually. Indiana could still go to the Big Ten championship game with a loss here. I don't know. Missouri's got to thread a needle if they lose to Alabama. If you're just talking about taking that next step forward as a program, the next step forward, Indiana made the playoffs last year. Making the playoffs back-to-back years would be a step forward. The biggest step forward, go to the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah, I think perception-wise, I think this thing might be bigger for Indiana just because – as well as they played, there's a lot of doubters out there because they're saying exactly what Dunaway said. The only ranked win they've got is this Illinois ranked win, and it was at home. But if Missouri wins this game, they have a very realistic chance of going 4-2. Like if they lose this game at home to end the 6-game home streak, I think Missouri's probably done just based on what they've got coming up. But if they win this game, the confidence that would bleed over after that.
Yeah. And
I think if they go 4-2 with a win over Alabama at 10-2, they're in. And back to what you said, I think even with a loss here, I think Indiana can still get in.
Jay Bake says Indiana would cement them as legit if they win this game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have doubted them for you and I have anyway for a year and a half.
But I think it would submit Missouri is legit too.
I would, but there would be people that would still say
it was at home.
At home, but is Alabama really good? If Alabama finishes the year and makes the playoffs, then that would be the equal thing. Yeah, but right now at this moment in time, I'd say Indiana.
Second down.
More total touchdowns tomorrow. Jackson Arnold right down the street against Georgia, or the combination of Oklahoma quarterbacks against Texas. Whether it's Michael Hawkins, John Mateer, Michael Hawkins, just one, just the other.
I mean, I feel like points will be at a premium in the Red River Shootouts have been at a premium with Auburn's offense all season long, basically.
I'm going to make a wild statement here.
Okay.
I total of the Oklahoma-Texas game.
Which is 45 right now.
No, whatever that game ends up being.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Whatever the final score of Oklahoma-Texas,
gotcha.
Whatever the final score of Auburn and Georgia.
Uh-huh.
And combine those two, and it will not
past the final score of the Alabama-Missouri game.
Okay, let me see if I follow you here. So
Okay.
I put together the final score of the game next door here at Jordan Hare.
You got 8 quarters compared to the 4 quarters.
4 is what you're saying. So the total points scored in Auburn, Georgia, and the Red River Shootout will be less than the total points scored in only Alabama, Missouri.
Like, I think Alabama-Missouri plays like 41-35.
Boy, I do not see that at all.
Yeah, 48-41.
Yeah, the problem is the lack of explosive plays for Alabama, and both of those teams controlling the clock. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked, because if you were to tell me Texas wins 10-9 or Oklahoma wins 10-9, and then Auburn or Georgia wins 17-14, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's different clocks now than those Ole Miss Alabama games.
Yep.
That Texas A&M
different
Alabama
clock
game,
rules. Yeah,
different
no doubt.
clock rules that
Yeah.
make it a little different. But I think this is going to play Alabama Georgia, where both defenses are going to struggle.
Yeah.
Struggle.
Wow, I'm surprised you think Bama and Missouri is going to be that high scoring.
I think Missouri will run the ball enough to score a lot of points, and I think Alabama will throw the ball to score a lot of points quickly.
Okay. All right. There you go.
I don't trust Missouri's secondary at all against Alabama's wide receivers. So I think there'll be a lot of points there. I forget the question now. I got into my math problem.
I know. I forgot the question too. What was it? Oh, we got total touchdowns.
Yeah.
I will go. I think I'll actually go Jackson Arnold. I mean, the combination of Oklahoma quarterbacks.
I remember a point now.
Okay.
I think one may win this. It may be 0 for either one.
Yeah.
So I'll go Jackson Arnold barely.
Boy, I tell you what, I really want to change my answer and go back to the combo of Oklahoma quarterbacks. Well, that's a tough question. That's a tough question. Yeah, we don't keep scoring.
Yeah, I think it's 2-2.
Yeah, I think I'll go to Oklahoma quarterbacks.
Yeah. I think it's 0-0.
I mean, I'm the Jackson Arnold doubter. It's all people say. Is all I've done is doubt him, and I have. It's a fair. I don't know if it's because I think I've been right, but it's a fair thing to say is that I have been a Jackson Arnold doubter really from day one. From the day he transferred to Auburn, I've been a Jackson Arnold doubter.
Sometimes I wish our road shows were like we were some honky tonk and we were a country band, and they didn't like the song, so they throw a beer bottle.
We had chicken wire.
We had to have chicken wire to keep it from hitting us.
I'd have to duck the beer bottle, the Bud Light bottle.
I think I've been right about Jackson Arnold too.
Well, I mean,
beer bottles being thrown at the chicken wire.
You know, this group here, I think, probably agrees with my assessment. Right?
Might have been another round.
The Towns Magoo, would I get anything thrown at me?
That was a great line. I liked it.
Third down.
David Lee Roth, former frontman for Van Halen, 71 years old. First of all, I'm surprised he's alive. I thought he would be a little older.
Yeah.
But better career, ultimately, David Lee Roth or the skipper of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Dave Roberts.
Better career?
Yeah.
Boy, that is such a weird comparison.
Roberts did win 1 as a player. He has won 2 as a manager. He's got an opportunity to win 3 this year. David Lee Roth, in my opinion, one of the great frontmen. It was always said that he really couldn't hold a tune in a bucket, but boy, he could put on a show.
Might as well jump.
Yep.
You might as well, Jim.
Maybe my least favorite of the Van Halen
Really? You didn't
songs,
like Jump?
Running with the Devil?
Loved Running with the Devil.
Did you run with the devil back in the day?
I did. I played that song.
You and Slade Blackwell drinking your
felt guilty about it.
Your sun-kissed and vodka.
I think that was probably Scotty Hawkins, Ronnie Rasp days. That was back in high school. Running with the Devil.
What is Van Halen's number 1 song, do you think?
Probably Jump. I mean, just based on pure downloads.
Yeah.
Ryan Sandberg, Mark Grace made Jump popular.
The Right Now was big, but that was Sammy Hagar.
Yeah. So you don't count that, though?
Not for David Lee Roth.
Okay. I got you for David Lee Roth.
Not in this discussion. Yeah. I'm going to go David Lee Roth because it's baseball. I know it's the Dodgers in baseball, but I'm going to go David Lee Roth.
I would go David Lee Roth, too. I mean, I grew up in that. That was my favorite version of Van Halen.
I think Why Can't This Be Love is my favorite Van Halen song. Oh. You don't like that song?
What showed up as their number 1?
Why would you go with
Spotify.
a ballad?
Why would I go with a ballad?
Yeah. With Van Halen, you
Do
go
you consider
ballad?
Why Can't This Be Love a ballad?
Yeah. Do you not?
I don't. I mean, I don't know that I would entirely put it in the ballad category. No, do you consider that a ballad?
I think it's more of a rocking ballad.
Yeah, rock. Yeah. That's a power.
Dare I
ballad.
say a power ballad?
I don't consider that a power ballad.
I don't know. I mean, it's got a little element of a ballad, but
do you think it's ever been played on Magic 96?
By the way, I flip by that station, and I'm surprised some of the things they roll out now.
Yeah. Really, they're not the Christmas music yet.
Well,
It
no,
is
I mean it's
October.
just. I mean, I don't remember when this was 6 months ago or something. But it was
number 1 with more than 1 billion listens on Spotify is Jump.
Yeah.
The 2015 remaster. Number 2 is Panama with almost 500 million.
Panama was good.
Where's Hot for Teacher?
Number 3 is Ain't Talking About Love. Number 4, Running with the Devil. Number 5, You Really Got Me. Number 6, Why Can't This Be Love? I've just learned it's a power ballad. 7 is Hot for Teacher.
Okay.
Dance the Night Away. Number 9.
You really got me now.
Yeah.
You got me so.
Better career. I think I'm going to go Dave Roberts. He's got a shot at winning number 3.
David Lee Roth, man, MTV.
Yeah, Dave Roberts has just been handed a great product.
He has been, but so was Phil Jackson, and you criticize him.
I criticize Dave.
No. If Dave Roberts wins his 3rd this year, which I think you guys can, that's pretty exclusive company, right?
I would
3-time World Series manager.
think so.
Yeah.
Joe Torre. I think Tony La Russa's got 3.
Casey Stengel. I mean, you got some old guys that probably have.
Yeah. Tommy Lasorda, 81, 88.
You're not going to find many.
It.
Yeah.
4th down.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., 51 years old today.
Should still be racing.
Brett Favre, 56. Better career. To me, this was it isn't even close, but I mean, when you start to put in
it's not. If you go by popularity, it's Dale Jr. But if you go by actually accomplishments, it's Brett Favre, and not even close.
But I think you do have to put some popularity in there, and you've got to put his ability to. I mean, the company that him and his sister took over.
Yeah, I mean,
but his popularity is based on one thing. It's
his dad.
His dad.
Yeah.
I mean, Dale Earnhardt Jr. would not have been a popular racer if his last name weren't Earnhardt. If it was Dale Simpson Jr., in fact, he may not have even kept a ride.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, he won 18 times on the NASCAR circuit, so I'm not going to say he wasn't qualified to be there. He was, and he's iconic when it comes to a broadcaster.
Yeah.
And he's really good in the podcast space, and he's really good at telling stories. And he and his wife have really developed a really good podcast that they do together that is just hilarious. So I'm a huge Dale Jr. fan. But when it comes to Brett Favre, he was a must-see TV. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's an MVP. It's a Hall of Famer. And pretty good with camera.
Yeah, I would go Brett Favre.
Pretty good with a camera. It's bad angle. It's bad angle. Light was bad.
That is our 4 downs today. Brought to you in part by our man, Dr. B. Tell us about Dr. B before we get to the spotlight.
Dr. B, best in the business. They've got that new test. It's easy, painless, takes seconds to perform. It's going to show you exactly what you need to not only maintain, but to grow back. Be preemptive. If you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you start losing hair, Dr. Beckenstein is the guy you need to go see. For more information on this, find out what products will work. A lot of men, women ordering products online don't even know if they work. Find out what will work for you. Go to t3hair.net. That is t3hair.net.
All right. Hit the spotlight, Tyler, and let's do our early headlines today.
The College Football Spotlight.
Like the game's already been played. Monday's headlines today.
Presented by our guy, Alexander Shinara. The Shinara Spotlight each day looks at something in college football. And when you find yourself in need of an attorney, Shinara.com is the first place to go. Shinara.com, Alexander Shinara, trial attorneys. They wanted to create a firm that could handle any issue his community face. What's his community, you ask? Birmingham. Alexander Shinara is a Birmingham guy, builds his base here and builds his practice here, and they've recovered more than $2 billion maintaining these core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. When you're in need of an attorney, Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys, Shinara.com, Shinara.com.
All right. So I got the card to do the headlines today. These guys will take care of it next week when we're in Tuscaloosa. You don't have one, right?
I've got one.
Okay. Only Brown doesn't have one.
I'll do it next week.
All right. Let's go LT's first then.
Yeah, mine's not great. I was telling her I had some really good side stories. It all sounded great last night. Got a little bit of the edibles.
It was going to be a complicated headline.
It was, but it was going to be really good. So anyway, we're going to Eugene, Oregon. Is it up yet?
Oh, I don't know.
No, I'm sure it's up.
I'm sure Tyler's got it.
So who's your next elite power?
Who's your
question. Mendoza shines in complete cluster duck in Eugene as Indiana makes statement.
Now that's in the Herald Times, right?
That
is that the whole story, or is that the headline?
That's the headline.
So Mendoza is going to lead Indiana now. Do you just do this for ease of headline, or do you genuinely believe Mendoza goes and wins this game for Indiana?
I will say this: if he does, By the way,
who's your next elite power?
The 3-2-5-0 prediction in the Red River Shootout was something. But me guys telling you back in June that Fernando Mendoza was going to be the first overall pick. Yeah. If you go to my bookie right now, look at who the odds are to be the first overall pick.
It'll take me a second to pull that up.
Yeah, just pull it when you get a chance. I'm asking for a friend, as they say.
For a friend, I'll look it up.
Do I believe? I'm starting to think Indiana has a shot. I believed early in the week that Oregon was going to run them out of the building, but I think this game could be really, really good.
Yeah, so that's LT's headline.
Did you get the Mendoza shines?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't get that.
The Mendoza line.
Oh, Mendoza line. Okay.
It's not good when you have to explain it, but again.
That's good. Fernando Mendoza, best odds for the overall first pick.
That's crazy.
Now the betting favorite
for the overall first pick. Dante Moore, your second favorite. Lenoris, this is all at mybookie.ag. Lenoris Sellers, your third favorite.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that, though. I mean, look, I've seen more from Sellers than we ever saw from Anthony Richardson. Yep. Not that Anthony Richardson to Indianapolis worked out, but they're just basing this on ceiling.
Yeah. Number 4,
Ty Simpson.
5-star Ty Simpson. 5-star Ty Simpson.
Do you think Alabama in their head think Ty Simpson will be back next year?
I really don't know, Jim. I don't know.
I brought this up to Aaron Suttles on Bama and Bourbon. I said, I don't want to, start this already.
I can't believe we're talking about this after 5 weeks.
But, I was told over the summer, and I'm sure you guys were, that Keelan is way too good to keep off the field, and he fully expects to be the starting quarterback next year. And I think everybody in that program did. But if Ty's like, I want to come back,
you have to say yes.
You have to say yes.
Yeah. There's an old saying in the trailer park, have a Coke and a smile.
Yeah. But you know what? If you're Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb, look at what we did for Michael Penix.
Yep.
Look at what Ty did by staying here. You're still going to make 7 figures.
That's the one. I think if you're Keelan Russell, all you got to do is go talk to Ty Simpson and say, do you regret this? I mean, if he asks Ty, do you regret it? Simpson's going to say, no, I don't regret it.
No, but if Oregon calls and it's like, hey, Will Stein wants to coach you up,
it's going to be tough.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah. But if you're DeBoer, you look to maybe what Sark's going through right now. Maybe what Kirby's going through right now.
Oh, I go with what I know.
Yeah.
The known, if Ty continues to play like this,
even if it's for 1 year,
that's it. Ty gets to call his shot next year, 100%.
Okay, let's do my headline now. What's that test, that ink block test?
The Rorschach?
Yeah, the Rorschach.
Rorschach?
Yeah, since Trent Dilford did that this week for us, he did the white spot, black spot. We've got the Rorschach Trent test where apparently when he goes to his ink block is all golfers. No matter what ink block they throw up, it looks like a golfer to him.
Speed.
Yeah. If they would have said, what do you see here? If he asked that and people were like, your golf ball printed on that.
Yeah.
I believe you're out of bounds, Coach.
So that's Trent's test. And every time he sees the ink block, it's a golfer there. But UAB gets the win. He
37-36.
He passes the Rorschach test.
Yeah.
UAB 37-36 over FAU. Power football, Keith.
High
football, Keith. Alabama outruns Mizzou, and then
why has he got Donald Trump's signature?
We right down the street here. Hugh's holding it up. Signature win for Hugh Freeze as they beat Georgia.
That's right. Signed by President Donald Trump.
Yeah, I put that together pretty quickly.
I know.
Commercial break.
Very
right
good.
There.
I like it. Very good. Very good. Powerful.
That's the early headlines today. Brought to you in part by our friends at Twin Peaks. LT.
Twin Peaks, great place to go. Home of the 29-degree signature draft. If you're looking for a place to watch the Major League Baseball tonight with Tariq Skubal on the hill against those Mariners. Of course, college football tonight, Rutgers, Washington. They'll be open late for you. Stop in. Enjoy the 29-degree drafts, the great food, fantastic bourbon selection as well. Get into one of those locations with the Twin Peaks girls running all over the place for lunch or dinner. It's Twin Peaks.
Okay, so here is our Urology Centers of Alabama. Ooh, that burns.
Ooh.
Stat of the day.
Oh, it burns.
Okay. Billy Napier. 12 times he's played the top 10 teams.
Okay.
22 times he's played a top 25 team.
Okay.
This weekend, this is his 14th time as a head coach to be playing a top 25 team on the road.
Brutal schedule. 14 times he's had to do it on the
Florida's
road.
At Texas A&M. This is his 14th time to the top 25 team on the road. His record, 0-13.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that statistic does not.
That burns.
I'm assuming that statistic does not count the cocktail party where he's playing away from
it
home.
Does.
Okay, this is away from home.
Away from home.
Okay,
Yeah. Away from the swamp.
All right, away from the swamp.
Yeah.
So on the road or neutral site, he
Yeah.
has never beaten a top 25 team, is what you're telling me.
This
right
is
now.
his away from the swamp 14th top 25 opponent. He is 0-13.
I've been just as bad as you about trying to figure out this Florida team. I was worried about them against South Florida, but didn't think they would lose. They lost. I really, really liked them against Miami. They lost. What was the other one we screwed up?
LSU.
I really, really liked them against LSU. They lost. And then last week I was like, I'm just being stuck against Texas. They won. I don't like them at all in this situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I lean A&M's going to win this game, but if Florida plays like they played last week, if Dallas Wilson is the difference maker that he was, and maybe he gets better and better and he gets more touches and Lagway doesn't turn the football over, I mean, I think they got a shot. I'm going to contradict myself on Billy Napier because I think Dunaway, I think you got to give him a little bit more time. I like him. I'm pulling for him. But with the inconsistencies, they've lost 10 straight versus top fives. Florida is about winning championships, and he seems like a really likable guy. He seems like he's very organized. I think the players like him, but to win a championship, you got to have consistency, especially in this league, and I just haven't seen any consistency.
So this moment in time, you would give him more time?
I would give him the rest to see how the team reacted coming off the bye. They were great. I mean, there was a ton of energy. The crowd was behind them. Much like last week, I think this week is similarly important because if you lose them and you're 2-4 hosting Mississippi State at 3:15 next weekend, how many people show up at the Swamp?
Yeah, that's going to be bad.
And even if they do, they're probably making halftime plans, right?
Yeah. Or booing.
Just interesting there. That stat brought to you by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA. On top of your health, guys, for over 70 years of urological care, you can go by there. The website, UrologyCentersAlabama.com, UrologyCentersAlabama.com, and get all the details about one of 16 great locations near you, 35 urologists. As I said, 70 years of helping you with your urological care, everything from prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between, vasectomies, they do it all for you right there, UrologyCentersAlabama.com. And as we make it to the top of the hour, our friends at Hemphill LT, running right, flowing right, draining right, they'll make sure it keeps happening even on a weekend.
Yeah, I'll circle back real quick. I just wanted to say if they do win this weekend, though, I think they beat Mississippi State, and then they're 4-3 with only one loss in the SEC to LSU going into the Cock. Everything has changed mentally for Florida if they were able to win this week. So I think it's a huge game. Hemphill Services, they're always there for you in huge ways, whether it's the plumbing, heating, cooling, any of those issues arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
All right, one more hour to go. More Pick 3 on the way from the Draft House in Auburn.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Such nice people here in Auburn, aren't they?
Back here at the beautiful Draft House, just off the main Toomer's corner here. And again, on a windy day like today, I think I can hit Toomer's trees with a nice toilet paper. I think some people will get a shot to do that tomorrow night after Auburn upsets Georgia in this Deep South's oldest rivalry. We're here in Auburn, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light Draft House. Don't forget the Draft House has that smoked barbecue sandwich. That's a specialty they've got going if you're coming in town today or for the weekend. And they're open until 2 a.m. So that means after the game, that game will end about 10 o'clock, 10:15. Rolled Toomers, that takes about an hour to get that done. Take your pictures, roll it a couple of times, and walk right over here. You got 2.5 hours while the traffic clears out to enjoy great food, cocktails, and a little karaoke right here at the
Do you
Draft
remember
House.
that time Dunaway did Katy Perry?
Well, I beg your pardon?
It's in karaoke, dressed up as Katy Perry.
Yeah.
What are the chances you would roll Toomers tomorrow night as Katy Perry and come in here and do a number for the?
If Auburn wins by 10,
give me a six-figure dollar figure, and I'll do it in a heartbeat.
If I just gave you the final score to one game tomorrow, would you do it? I sure as hell would. I'd wheel it. It'd be attached to everything.
Yeah.
It really would.
That's a gambling.
Now that I got my account open in mybookie.ag.
I wonder, like, if you went, what do we got? 50 games on the board? Isn't that what Furman says?
Yeah, roughly.
We're about to run through them all in the pick 3.
I know, but if we went every week and you just threw out a score on all 50 games, I wonder how long it would take for you to get one right.
So this is
I bet all season.
It's funny you bring this up because I thought about this the other day when I was in 8th grade, a buddy, and we would go through every game on the board and we would do our final score on Friday.
Did you ever get one right?
Yeah.
Oh, you would get an actual score right.
We would probably, on average, about one a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then you would do better than I thought. I was thinking you might not do it all season.
Yeah, but if you really, I think if you jumped around here, I think you could get one score perfectly. I really do.
Well, Dunaway just went 40. What'd you go? 42-41, Bama over Missouri?
I think it could be a 40-something to 40-something game. I really do.
So real quick, if you ask your robot, and where are you seeing that number at MyBookie right now? Alabama's 3.
The total?
Yeah.
You want the total? At MyBookie right now, the total is 51.5.
So if you go to Grok and you're like, give me an Alabama Missouri final score.
Right.
And you said it's 51.5?
51.5.
So they are going to say that game is going to be 27-24 Alabama.
Okay.
It's going to be right on both sides. It's amazing how quick the robot is.
That's actually the score I think it's going to be. It's 27-24.
Watch, I'm going to type it in right now on the robot. I'm going to ask final score, and I guarantee they're going to say Alabama 27-24.
Yeah. Now, is the robot going to be right? That's going to be your question.
No, the robot's not going to be right. But I'm just saying the robot plays it close to the vest. I don't trust the robot anymore. I think they're waiting to spring us with something because everything is so
well. You got to be careful with the robot.
So predictable
with all that AI out there right now. I saw last night. Hoping that Bobby Riz finally gets the huzz.
Hey, our friends at Champy's bring you this final hour of the show always. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. If you wanted to pick up some tailgate food on your way to Jordan-Hare Stadium, you do it with Sterling and the guys down there. Just swing on by and order in advance, champy'schicken.com. And then they got that easy drive-through window. Pick that big package of deep fried chicken and bring it down to the Plains for your tailgate. Or if you want to watch the Bama game early on, you can get that order ready to go and enjoy that for lunch. Champy'schicken.com, right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. It's brined overnight. It's cooked. The order is juicy down to the bone. It's our friends at Champy's Chicken. And you're talking about MyBookie, Bronny. Tell everybody about how they can get signed up at MyBookie like Lance apparently has.
The robot said 27-20 Alabama, by the way.
Yeah, so they're actually going Bama and under here. I'm a little surprised. So watch out. Maybe the robot knows something
Heavy
here.
Bama in the robot world. MyBookie.ag, that game is Alabama -3.
The robot AI learned from humans?
That's true. The human program. Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Oklahoma still holding as a 1-point favorite, total of 45 in that game. Oregon down to a 7-point favorite, half-point dropped off that one. 53 is your total in that game. Couple of SEC games. Tennessee, a home over Arkansas, a massive total in that one of 68.5. 68.5 is your total in that one. Florida at A&M. A&M's a 7.5-point favorite, total of 47.5 in that one. And next door here, Jordan-Hare Stadium, the Georgia Bulldogs, still a 3.5-point betting favorite, total of 46.5 on that game. You can play all those games at mybookie.ag. Use code NEXTROUND when you go to mybookie.ag. Get that bet back bonus. You could see more, the up to $500 betbookie.ag. That is when you sign up and use code NEXTROUND. Right there on your first bet. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag, code next round. MyBookie.ag, code next round.
All right. We will get to the pick 3 again and give you our picks here in a second. The guys on the back row, Brooks and Forrester, will give you their picks at the end of the show. Brooks will have to pass his along to LT maybe, or maybe he can jump on the microphone over there. It's a lot to ask. We do want to take a second.
We a lot to ask.
Well, I mean, for him to frame a shot and do the microphone and then sit down, it would be easier for him just to tell you.
Just to hand us the picks. I would agree on that.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, you guys make too much out of some stuff. Sister Jean passed away yesterday at 106 years old, born in 1919. For those that don't remember, she was the chaplain for the Loyola Chicago Ramblers since 1994. That 2018 run, when you think back to that she became very popular on everybody's television screen. LT, I looked it up today. They upset Miami, which was massive, just for them to win that game. And then they doubled down and beat Tennessee. And I think that had bracket implications for me.
Well, I don't know if you remember that first round. I think it was an 8-9 against Miami, and it was a last-second shot from the top of the key that kept the Ramblers going. And that's what's so amazing about, Auburn's first Final Four run against New Mexico State. Some of the moments early in that first round that propelled them to a Final Four.
So they beat Miami, they beat Tennessee, so they're off to the Sweet 16. And that's usually where Cinderellas go to die.
Normally.
Not that team. They beat Nevada. Then they beat Kansas State, and they made it to the Final Four where they ran into Michigan and got the loss there. But, what an ambassador for her school for so long and just became one of those iconic figures that we'll probably see in one shining moments, great historical moments in basketball forever and ever.
Yeah, not trying to, implement humor with death or whatever. But, going back to 2018, if you would have said, hey, she's got another 7 years in her.
Would never have believed it.
I mean, it just amazing. I mean, the percentage of civilization that lives to 106 is 0.0001%.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. An ambassador. And when I saw it this morning, I mean, it's sad, but what a good whole full life.
Yeah.
And the impact that she had on a lot of people.
Yeah. And when you get see your favorite team have that level of success, and it was obviously meaningful to her. I sound like I had a drink.
You think back in the 30s, somebody was like, "You'll never see Loyal in a Final Four."
Yeah,
you just wait and see.
Yeah. That's right. If I live to be 105, I'll see it.
What is this Final Four you guys are talking about?
But she was alive during World War I.
The NIT?
Yeah.
You don't think we can make the finals in the NIT?
Yeah.
They could barely fly a plane back
I know.
then.
I mean, it's crazy. What a life, though, huh?
Yeah.
What a life.
Yeah, 106. Sister Jean passing away yesterday. She had just retired earlier this year, and we had done the story. Before Tyler hits our musical song to get us into the pick 3 today, I will tell you a couple of news items. We have jersey sponsorship that looks like it's about to be approved for next year for college athletics, jersey sponsorships. And LSU says they already have a well lined up. Chances are it's either a sports bar or chicken finger if you know LSU, right?
It's gonna walk or raise. It's gonna do one of the two.
Yeah, it's gonna walk or raise. But are you guys okay with a sponsorship on the jersey?
Does not bother me.
Yeah.
It's the world. The gentleman we were speaking to as we came back from the break, big fan of the show, loves our show, but said, I got to be honest with you, NIL has diminished my excitement in college football, and I get a lot of that. Now, I will say this, and this is all because of NIL. If we didn't have NIL, we probably wouldn't be to this point, but schools are looking for every way to make every single cent they can now. I will say this. There's a lot of talk about NIL diminishing the interest in college football. TV ratings are at an all-time high. You brought up the Alabama Vanderbilt TV rating. Did you happen to see that second highest rated regular season game day in the history of the show? ESPN Game Day.
Oh, wow.
I think the only one that's better was Corso's last one from Ohio State, Coach Corso's last one.
Now, that is surprising. I
was blown away.
Told you guys the other day, it didn't surprise me. The highest rated game of the weekend was Alabama Vanderbilt. When you're talking about the history of college game day, it does show you where we are with college football right now. And to your point,
there's more interest than there's ever been.
I don't have a problem with the jersey sponsorship. Now, if I'm out buying a jersey, I would rather it not be tacky with the logo, unless it's a good logo.
Yeah, but I want my option, is what you're saying. Yeah.
I hope there is some, and we don't have a commissioner, and that's the problem with this. I wish there was some rule that the size of it, where it's placed, would be uniform, like in the NFL.
You don't think they will do that?
I don't know. You know, some of the bowl ones get to be.
Hopefully,
for the bowl games, they get to be really bigger.
It used to be all over your
It would
shoulder.
almost be self-policed.
Yeah. Well, you would think that, but money talks, and it gets us back to the discussion that we were getting into when Stephen joined us, is that we make, as Brian Kelly said, fiduciary decisions now. I'd much rather see a sponsor logo on our jerseys than us move home games off campus to neutral sites just for NIL money, like Auburn is doing next year against Baylor. I'd rather that game be at Jordan Hare and them have a Yellowwood tag on their jerseys.
I think everybody would, but you know how this works. Like,
they're
going to do both. Yeah. I mean, that's just the world we live in right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things, like if when we did this, hey, we can do a little product placement. We can also do logos in the back. We can do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can maximize as much as you can maximize, however long the runway is, you're going to utilize it.
Jimmy, think you can get 4 sponsors in a segment?
No,
yeah, absolutely. I can do 7. Okay,
trust me. Let's do it. We're self-aware. There's not another show in America that has less of a ground to take a shot.
Not another one
at ads on jerseys than us.
Not another one.
We get that completely. And that's why I don't think you'll hear one of us do it, because we understand the value of that, right? I mean, we're sending kids to college. We understand the value of advertising. And listen, college athletics are the same place we are in this show. They're trying to make every dollar they can make.
But I'll say this: if people are spending that type of money on the jersey, then they're getting a return on investment. I mean, there's a reason they're doing it, because there's so many eyeballs on this product. I don't think it's ever going to go away. I really believe, we had the gentleman you were talking about said, man, NIL has killed the sport. And we told him, get on board, because it ain't going nowhere. The popularity is never going to go away. I don't think the NFL will ever be overtaken, even with politics involved and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be the number one brand, at least in our lifetime. And I think college football is always going to be number 2.
I agree.
All right, let's jump into the pick 3, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings and Break Line. Tyler, if you will, man, hit the song.
Pick 3, it's time for the pick 3. 3 for you and 3 for me, that equals a pick 3. Say goodbye to your family, it's time for the pick 3. Only time that I'm happy is when it's time for pick 3.
Hey, big news. Football in full effect. So was that pick six from our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings, $19.99. It is the ultimate meal for two entrees, 2 sides, 2 drinks. You can pick between the boneless wings, any of the 26 sauces and seasonings, spicy sauce, grilled crispy chicken dippers, hand-smashed double-stacked all-American cheeseburgers with sides of fries, tots, and potato wedges. Pick your 6 meal for 2 at participating locations. Stop in all weekend to one of those great locations of Buffalo Wild Wings.
I wish I could have caught y'all's attention.
Why? What do we?
The song was
miss this
playing.
time? Oh.
It could have been Jimmy Anthony's brother.
Oh man!
Except his hair was sun in orange. It was like Jimmy Anthony.
Jimmy's from Florida.
It was just like Jimmy had just walked off the beach in 1988. Yeah. It was not even a good bleach. It was sun in Jimmy Anthony, and they looked like brothers.
Connor O'Gara did not like my cheese dick comment, but Floridians are labeled for a reason.
Yeah. If he comes back, I'm just going to point.
Okay.
And you guys look quickly.
If he doubles back.
He went that way, so he'll be coming this way.
Coming this way.
Yeah. So it'll be a short. You'll glance towards Valdosta.
Yeah.
All right. So we're down here. This is our pick 3. I'm going to give you mine. These 2 will give you theirs, and we'll get Brooks and Forrester's in a second. But first, Forrester, show us the standings, and then pretend I can't see it and tell me what they are.
So I'm leading the way at 11-7. Then
okay.
You, LT, and Brooks are all at 9-9, and Brown's lagging behind at 6-12.
Yeah,
lagging behind.
Yeah, Brown, the truth.
You're lagging behind, so why don't you start us off, man?
Okay.
You don't have yours?
I don't. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
I can't be any worse.
Okay.
Having thought about it, right?
So
I can't be any worse. Haven't thought about it.
Brown's in last place by planning it out and making his picks and drawing them usually. So now, like he almost wasn't getting a show, like he was on fall break.
Yeah, that's right. I'm on fall break. Okay, you ready for this?
Yes.
SMU minus 18.
SMU minus 18
and a half, or 17 and a half for me.
17 and a half. Okay.
We'll drop that down 17 and a half. Michigan State minus 7.5.
As they play UCLA. Okay. I looked at that one. I almost was on that one.
And Oklahoma State plus 14 and a half. I literally went to mybookie.ag. Their homelands.
Plus 14 and a half.
Plus 14 and a half. Yep. I went to mybookie.ag and picked 3 games in a row right there and just gave you a side on them.
I really
cannot get worse.
You'll probably go 3-0.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This will be the week I go 3-0.
LT, do you have your LT's pick 3, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings and our friends at Breakline?
Yeah, randomly, I'm going to take Nebraska. I took them last week, and boy, they blew such an opportunity against Michigan State. But they go on the road. Maryland is licking their wounds after that complete meltdown last weekend against Washington.
They were up 20-0 for those that don't remember.
I don't get it. I don't know how you lose a game like that. But now you've got Nebraska coming in minus the 6.5. I will lay the 6.5 in College Park on the road. I'm taking the Texas Longhorns plus 1.5. The number is flipped, and a lot of this is just based on John Mateer. But John Mateer is a 70% John Mateer against that Texas defense. To me, that's a problem. Arch has got to limit the mistakes. They've got to figure out somebody outside of Arch that can consistently run and effectively run the football. But I'm taking Texas plus 1.5, and then I'm right down the street. I'm taking the Auburn Tigers.
Look out.
Plus 3.5 against Georgia. Kirby has completely owned this team, but I've just got a sneaky feeling that Auburn's defense is going to show up to play. And Jackson Arnold, 288 consecutive attempts without a pick. I think he throws a pick, but I don't think it matters. I think he hits Cam Coleman multiple times up top. Big touchdowns. I like the Auburn Tigers to win the game outright, but I'll take the 3.5.
That's usually me doing that pick at the last pick, playing up to the crowd.
No, nobody's listening.
No, but here's what I'll say. Lance went Alabama last week. When Lance goes with an in-state team, we generally have shied away from that on the pick 3 for whatever reason. But when you go with an in-state team, it does get my attention, either for or against an in-state team.
I honestly, I'm probably going to stay away because of the 11 o'clock window. I think Missouri's going to win the game. I feel better about Auburn winning this game, though.
Brown, you can see I wrote these down before you said it because I do 100%. Duplicate one.
100%.
I do, too, like Texas plus the 1.5. I like the Longhorns there. I'm going to play power, and I'm going to take Ohio State going into Champaign against Illinois, given the 14.5. It's a prove-it-to-me game for Brett Bielema in Illinois. This would I think this would erase the Indiana
Oh, it
loss if they beat Ohio State.
They're going to get dick kicked.
Yeah, but I like Ohio State. I like Ohio State. Julian saying, by the way, under the radar sometimes because Ohio State's defense has been so good, only giving up 25 points total this year. But he's completing 80% of his passes. They're not all behind the line of scrimmage. Some of them are downfield. I know he's got the greatest receiver in all of football, and he's got Carson Tate.
Cardinal Tate. But Bo Jackson's coming on, the true freshman, averaging 7.5 yards a carry. And I thought I saw it early with Julian saying against Texas, he's going to be absolutely fine.
He's unflappable so far, if that's a word. And so
it is very good.
So I'm Ohio State. And then my last one, this is weird, I know, but I'm going to take
the Wake
-3.5 in a road game as they go cross time zones to Corvallis to play Oregon State. His old Pac-2 member there.
Jake Dickert can coach because Robbie Ashford actually looks like a quarterback.
I know, which is crazy.
And it blows me away. I mean, you almost should give him Coach of the Year if Robbie Ashford can win a couple more games.
And they almost beat Georgia Tech, and they played for the win and didn't beat Georgia Tech. They're not a great football team at Wake Forest, but this Oregon State team, I didn't watch a lot of Oregon football, but it's just sad what they've had to become now with the breakup of the Pac-12.
Yeah. No, I'm with you 100%. That used to be Oregon State and Washington State, for that matter, used to be a fun late Saturday game.
Yep.
You know, a little night game in Corvallis.
And if you were a favorite, you didn't want to go in there.
No,
man.
you did not.
You did not want to go in there.
And those used to be a fun way to end a Saturday night. You'd watch a game for Pullman or Corvallis. And now it's like those programs don't exist.
Let me tell you how bad. 1-5, their last 6 against the number. They're 127th in scoring defense, giving up 35 points per game. They're 123rd in scoring offense, only scoring 18.3 points per game. They are awful.
Yeah, they are really, really a bad football team. And we don't call them a Power 4. The new Pac-12 starts next year, and they got to rebuild that whole program out there. Remember, you can play the Pick 3 right there at nextroundlive.com. Nextroundlive.com on the website. You have up until 11 o'clock tomorrow, 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern, before the kicks of the early games to get your plays in. The lines are set from our friends at MyBookie right there. Brooks has put those together, put them out, and they're ready to go. Nextroundlive.com, nextroundlive.com. Thank you to Buffalo Wild Wings and our friends at Breakline. Also, our friends at Inverness Country Club, your chance to get out there. By the way, they got golf lessons, tennis lessons, pickleball lessons. They got all these lessons you can take also at Inverness Country Club.
Yeah, they've got memberships that will fit absolutely everybody. Find your sense of community at the Inverness Country Club. Maybe you work from home. What about working from the club while they watch your kid? Maybe you relocated or retired. Inverness is a great place to network. You can take a tour of this club today. Call Aaron. Tell the next round sent you 205-991-8608. You can always go online to check out more information on one of our favorite country clubs out there, the Inverness Country Club, ICCalabama.com.
Okay, so I don't want to set you up for a weekend to name this weekend.
Right.
But what if I told you at least 7 ranked teams got beat by unranked teams this weekend? What would you call that? What would you call that?
Shake up Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. Now.
Okay, let's go through it.
It could start tonight.
Yeah, South Florida losing to North Texas.
Okay, so that's
possible.
one.
There's one.
That's one. You're going to have some rank on rank. There's 3 of those, but
Alabama, Missouri is
Texas,
guaranteed ranked. Okay,
Texas beating Oklahoma.
Okay,
that's unranked and ranked.
It's very possible.
Arkansas, Tennessee. LT, give us a little bit. We talked about those Arkansas, Tennessee. There's a chance the Hogs and Bobby Petrino can get an upset at Neyland.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby Petrino, 34-17 from 2008, 2011. They've won 4 straight against Tennessee. I mean, Arkansas's offense can keep them in this, and Bobby Petrino is going to throw everything he can right now with this Tennessee defense, which, by the way, is not great. Now, scoring defense, 103rd, giving up 29 points per game. They do have the number 1 overall scoring offense, and that's a little scary when you're going against this Arkansas defense. I think it's going to be an absolute shootout. The last 9 Tennessee games have gone over the total. But, ball in hand, late with Taylor Green, they can make something happen here.
Give me, we were talking about predicting the score, just real quick on that game. I'm going to give you the total. Currently at mybookie.ag is 68.5. Your score in Arkansas, Tennessee is
45-35. I'm going to say Tennessee wins the game.
That's an entertaining game.
Yeah, it really will be. Florida, Texas A&M. You guys talked about it earlier. You can't rule out Florida.
Can't
rule
I
them
don't
out.
feel good about them. Yeah.
Can't rule them out. We'll get to the one down the street here. South Carolina at LSU. Mike Shula and Lenora Sellers, if they can ever figure that out, LSU still struggling offensively to do anything. They get Cade back running the football this week, but that could be a low-scoring one-possession game that could go against the home team in LSU.
You know, this is okay. So they're first of 5 straight against top 11 for Shane Beamer. They've played 4 of 5 games turnover free. So it's a little surprising that South Carolina is struggling to the degree they are. LSU, though, as good as the defense has been, the offense has been baffling. So I don't trust LSU. They are 22-2 at home under Brian Kelly. So I think LSU will win this game. But something's wrong with LSU.
Something is wrong with LSU. I'm getting to 7. That was not one of them. This isn't one of them. State, they all of a sudden they don't look as good as they did against Alabama. And here comes Pitt, who solved their problem at quarterback. They scored some points last week.
This was my upset alert. Now, they did score some points, and it's crazy to me that they were in that situation of having to change quarterbacks. I really liked Holstein and the way he played at the end of last year coming into the season. I did not foresee them having to change quarterbacks. But, boy, they changed them, and they did not miss a beat. Again, this Florida team is what I think they're going to end up being what I thought they were, which is an 8 or 9 win team, which in the grand scheme of things is a great step in the right direction for Mike Norvell. But I think they've been unmasked now with a loss at Virginia and a loss against Miami where they scored does not come close to indicating how big of a beatdown that was.
Pittsburgh top 40 on both sides of the ball, 38 scoring defense, giving up 20 points per game. That offense, which is a little surprising that Holstein did get benched because they're 12th in scoring offense, over 41 points per game. Florida State can't lose this game, though. They've lost 7 straight games in the ACC.
No,
they cannot lose this home game.
They can't.
It's a home game.
Double-digit favorite. Pittsburgh, you cannot lose this game.
I mean, I think the Alabama game made us forget Mike Norvell, who Mike Norvell really is. Mike Norvell can lose this game, Lance.
Oh, boy, that would be – you talk about a devastating loss. Back to Dunaway's point on if Illinois beat Ohio State, that would wipe out the 53-point loss. If you lose this game to Pitt, that wipes out the Alabama win.
100%.
Yeah, that looks like a one-off, right?
That's right. It's completely forgotten.
I don't think Kansas can get Texas Tech in Lubbock, but it's still Kansas. They got some players. Here are 4 other games to go with North Texas beating South Florida, Texas beating Oklahoma, and Auburn beating Georgia, which we talked about. Dion had a 4-hour surgery this week for blood clots. He says he's going to be on the sidelines. Iowa State at Colorado in Boulder. Got a feeling Colorado plays its best game of the year. Colorado wins.
Yeah, and I thought Colorado played a really good game against BYU. Should have won that game. They ended up they covered but didn't win. This number's dropped to 2.5. So I've got a feeling Colorado wins this game.
Maybe easiest money on the board. I don't even know what the number is. It's probably off the board now. Arizona State at Utah.
Wow.
Leavitt, doubtful, not going to play, likely undisclosed injury. Jeff Sims still playing football, is going to be the starter.
When Lance told me, Lance said, "Oh God, Sam, boy, who is the backup?" Jeff Sims. I said, "Jeff Sims still has eligibility."
Yeah,
I mean,
it seems like he played before Blake Sims.
I mean, my gosh, how does that guy have eligibility?
Now, he can run. I don't think he's got an arm, but he can run. I remember the first time we saw him was in COVID against Florida State.
Yeah.
And he looked like, when you saw him, you're like, holy hell, kind of a Lenore Sellers.
I'll never forget that night texting our buddy Poochie, a friend of ours that lives in Atlanta that's a big Georgia Tech fan. His father played football at Georgia Tech. And I think it was in a group text. I texted Poochie and said, well, y'all found your quarterback. I mean, I thought they had found their quarterback. Spoiler alert, they had not. To answer your question, Arizona State and Utah. Utah is now up to an 8.5-point favorite.
Okay, so it's heavy favorite for Utah going in the wrong direction there. Arizona State unranked. Arizona State, the ranked team. Utah unranked. Looks like an easy Utah win if Leavitt indeed doesn't play. What's scary there, undisclosed injury. When did this happen? I mean, what was it in football? Was it?
Who knows?
Pick up a motorcycle accident.
Could have been opening a Bud Light.
Yeah, could be.
Did that come out just on the injury report?
Yes.
Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily leaked to the press. They showed him. They put him on the report.
BYU, I'm still not buying it yet. In Arizona, in Tucson, playing Noah Fafita in Arizona. That Arizona team defends its home field better than they are on the road. I sort of like Arizona winning that game outright against BYU. And then in the Coliseum, man, Michigan on the road at USC. My gut tells me Michigan's running game with Justice Haynes wins that game, but it's nighttime at the LA Coliseum in Lincoln Riley and USC. That's
a hell of a
7
game.
That is 7 legitimate unranked teams that I think can beat ranked teams.
Yeah,
this
I
weekend.
almost played Michigan in our pick 3. I do like Michigan plus 2.5. I don't think Justice Haynes can be stopped against this USC defense, but USC, as good as Michigan's defense has been, they've only given up 16 fourth quarter points all year long. By the way, Ohio State's only given up 25 points all year
long. Yeah.
But I do think Michigan's defense will slow down Maeva, and we'll see what happens.
I'm going to put, as the song said, 5 on it with the on the little 17 money line parlay of all the unranked. And
so you're just going to take every unranked team in a 17 parlay?
The 7 I just gave you. I'm taking North Texas tonight, the Texas Longhorns, the Auburn Tigers, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, and USC. I'm going to put 5 on it, line it, and see what happens.
What would a 17 money line parlay pay?
Some of those are favored, so that brings it down.
Yeah, I mean, no. I mean, as long as it's just the minus 110. I mean, if you've got the favorite. Now, if you want to play a live dog, but I would think that's probably close to 100 to 1.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
That net you $500.
Yeah, thank you.
Those odds have changed. Like, I can't – it used to be a 10 team was 150 to 1, but they've gotten a little more massive on the odds trying to bait people into playing those parlays.
Yeah. So that's
it's worked.
That's it. I'm just saying that
somebody just bit the bait.
It's a good schedule. This isn't one of those sleepy schedules where you end up with a lot of chaos. It's a great schedule of football, but there's potential, I think, for some unranks to knock off these ranked teams, as we tend to do sometimes. By the way, when we get to Sunday, it looks like we're about to pass a rule that college athletes and administrators bet on awards. That looks like it's going to be passed here soon. So no longer do they have to worry about going around and saying, oh, Ryan Brown, tight end at State U, bet on the Falcons to win on Monday night. Now he's ineligible.
How much do you think some of these big brands behind the scenes have been able to influence this?
Oh, exactly. At some point, would we be shocked if FanDuel or DraftKings either has a bowl game or they are on people's jerseys?
It's the next logical step. Is that one of those is the official betting partner of fill in the blank school,
the ACC,
the
Big 12. Yeah. By the way, your $1 billion boy has stepped in it.
Oh, no, my Texas Tech guy.
Texas Tech booster Cody Campbell, in front of the Night Commission, tells them that the conference commissioners have no desire to do what's right for college. That, and he's hinted that they've told people that. Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti in separate statements have said Cody Campbell has the right to his opinion, but he never said that, and neither one of them believe it's true, and that this guy is flirting dangerously with hope, and they say hope is not a plan. You got to have a plan. Hope is not a plan.
It's not.
Yeah. So Cody Campbell on the wrong side of the power with his testimony in front of the Night Commission. All right, we get to trash and some final thoughts on the big game at Jordan-Hare Stadium in Alabama's early wake-up call in Missouri. Travel days for those teams that are on the road, and we'll get to all that coming up. The show being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
205-8100, Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama way back in 1995. I got it done in 2003. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts, had the 2200 vision after the procedure, 2015 vision, better than 2020. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
And you can go to the Talladega Super Speedway next weekend, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or 877-2DEGA. Talladega Super Speedway is the site of the Yellowwood 500 weekend. You get your spot in the grandstand, get your spot in the infield, in the camping area, the Whiskey Myers concert, all right there at Talladega Super Speed. Call 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Yellowwood 500 weekend, one of the best weekends in our state. If you've lived here any amount of time and have never been to a race at Talladega, you are cheating yourself. Go see it this next weekend. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
And we're back with you at the Draft House in Auburn, Alabama, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Listen, this place has been packed all day long, and then they got the surprise of a lifetime when all of a sudden new Auburn basketball coach Stephen Pearl. I was at the house to have lunch.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden, the next round's here because they were supposed to be down the street. Now they're here. And then, boom, here comes Stephen Pearl. Man, that's the kind of stuff you get here at the Draft House. Surprise after surprise, and Saturday night karaoke open until 2 a.m. after Auburn's win over Georgia.
Hey, and you know what other surprise we just got? We just met a nice gentleman from Atlanta.
House split. I met him and his wife.
She's a Georgia fan.
She's a Georgia former cheerleader.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
Hunker down.
Yeah, but she had the where she's got the UGA earrings on, and he's a big listener. He said he hates 680 the fan for whatever that's
right.
worth.
Yeah.
Shout out 680 the fan.
But you know what else he told us, Scott Forrester? I would like Scott's reaction, Tyler, that in 7th grade, you know who his English teacher was?
Oh, I've got a good guess. Probably my mom.
Your mother. Your mom was his teacher. He was like, fun fact about me, Scott Forster was my 7th grade English teacher.
That is crazy.
Scott
You know, the
Forster's
one
mom.
thing I noticed was how many run-on sentences he was spending. It's so fragmented.
He did. He said, quote, that lady gave me PTSD from a proposition test.
Scott.
Or is it preposition?
Preposition, not proposition. Preposition.
Yeah, we don't want that proposition test getting
Scott,
thrown
I don't think your mom taught us. I think well, I think that's safe to say right now.
Yeah. I would tell you this: I'm being told to get your Bama goggles off. That girl that walked by in the way too short that was red and white, likely a Georgia, not crimson and white.
Well, it was.
I was looking through tinted windows.
Yeah,
but she was definitely walking the dogs.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It is a beautiful day down here in Auburn. Not a cloud in the sky. The temperature's just right, mid 70s, and it'll continue tomorrow as well into the night. Jordan-Hare Stadium. Make plans to be here. Come by the beautiful, if you're in town anytime, whether it's football or basketball throughout the year. It's a great place to come have lunch, dinner, and, of course, post-game drinks, whether it's football or basketball. And it's always brought to you by our friends at Bud Light, LT.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Yeah, you still got an opportunity to come by and some of these great specials and pick up some of their gear that they've got right here on site. But all weekend long, pick up some just Bud Light.
Yeah, a little in-shape Blake Shelton right here walking in.
Nope. In shape?
Yeah. Nope.
Okay. I don't see that.
That was a shot at Blake, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
He wasn't listening. I was going to compliment the guy who's 6'6", standing right here that could beat the crap out of me.
Definitely not Gwen Stefani.
That comment's an powered up comment of the day brought to you by Lance.
Alabama Power. Alabama Power, Jimmy Dunaway.
Different show when the speakers aren't on.
That's right.
Yeah.
When you got that old speaker turned on. Alabama Power, not just powering homes, they're powering communities. And since 2000, Renew Our Rivers, coordinated by Alabama Power, has grown into one of the nation's largest river cleanups. What started as a community cleanup along the Coosa River has grown into a movement with more than 104,000 volunteers who together have removed more than 13.5 million pounds of trash from Alabama's waterways. You want to keep Alabama beautiful? Check out the 2025 cleanup schedule at alabamapower.com/renew our rivers.
James Franklin, who used the travel as one of his excuses for the losses last week at UCLA, going from Eastern time zone to the Pacific time zone. Big Ten teams this year crossing time zones.
It's West, East, it doesn't matter.
Either way.
Okay.
And again, your team could suck, so it doesn't matter what time zone you're playing in. But this is Big Ten teams who crossed multiple time zones, more than one.
Okay.
So you had to get, if you're in the East, you had to go more than the Central. If you're in the Pacific, you couldn't play in the Mountain. You had to go multiple time zones, 8 and 20.
So if you
cross two time zones, you're 8 and 20.
Now, by the way, as you tell us this, watching the other night Liberty play at UTEP, and the broadcasters like such a big win for Liberty, you know, going different time zones. And I'm like, you're going from Lynchburg, Virginia to El Paso,
and not in a covered wagon.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. Michigan is at USC.
That's multiple time zones.
Yeah, multiple time zones there.
That's pretty significant.
That's a tough one. He's already talked some about that one. Indiana is at Oregon. That's multiple time zones.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's bad news for both Michigan and Indiana.
Yep.
That's all I got. I think that's it in the Big Ten this week.
Yep.
Oh, UCLA's at Michigan State. That was part of my pick 3. So it's bad news for UCLA.
Yeah. And I wonder about UCLA. Can you really do that again?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no program more schizophrenic, I think, than Michigan State. But can UCLA do it again?
Oh, Jerry Neuheisel will have that hair in a ponytail if they win this one.
I mean, this game, you've seen some, UCLA job searches that Jonathan Smith, I wouldn't leave Michigan State because of NIL money can go to UCLA, but it is better. I picture it being better weather. I don't know, but I'd stay at Michigan State if I was him. Is there is there a chance Little Neuheisel gets the head coaching job?
I asked you guys that after Saturday's game. Like,
It'd be
it's a badly diminished job.
It would be like Stephen Pearl getting this job. It would be he'd be a passionate guy who would give his all because he loves it so much. I mean, Stephen loves Auburn, right? He's deserving of this job, but he's also a guy who's already in love with the program, the people, and the community into it. Jerry Neuheisel loves UCLA.
Yeah, look, and I think the Neuheisel name does resonate there. And you got to look at this. The offense, after the explosion last week in the win over Penn State, they're still 114th, scoring less than 20 points per game. That is hard to do in today's college football. So even if they start scoring 30-plus points a game and they're competitive, like, you want something to bring fans in because there is no buzz around that program at all. You wouldn't have to pay. So, yeah, I think there's a possibility.
Okay, here's the problem. You tell me good defense or not for their remand at home. They're traveling cross country, so that helps.
Yeah. Maryland's pretty good defense,
All right.
at least right now.
At Indiana.
Very good defense.
Bye week. Host Nebraska.
Pretty good defense.
At Ohio State. That defense any good?
Yeah.
Washington at home.
A very good defense. Yeah, I mean, they're
See, he's not going to score enough points. And then they close with USC, who doesn't have a very, very good the die may have been cast.
Yeah.
But if you are to win, if they beat Michigan State this week and they beat USC at the end of the year and 5 or 6 people turn the job down, which I wouldn't be surprised. You never know.
Yeah.
But let's get to the trash here, brought to you in part today by our friends at New Shop LT.
The New York Butcher Shop, great place to pick up steaks, chicken, ribs, pork, all the delicious in-house made, sitting ready for the weekend. Their wings are absolutely fantastic as well. Fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts. Get in, see Jim and the great staff of Butchers. 2 locations, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
Sandra, how far has this family come?
We came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We start first, LeBron
James.
LeBron James.
The guy's body really doesn't age until it does, and this will be the first time he's missed the beginning of the season. The sports world was watching after LeBron James posted a video to his social media channels teasing the second decision. We put this on the show yesterday. Now, given the magnitude of the first decision, some fans assumed he would be announced in this upcoming NBA season would mark his farewell tour.
LeBron James.
However, some fans felt duped once the, quote, second decision was revealed, and now a lifelong fan of the Los Angeles Lakers suing the 21-time NBA All-Star. Now, the first decision happened back in 2010 when James announced he'd be taking his talents from Cleveland to Miami. Under the assumption of retirement, fans jumped to purchase tickets to see James one last time. However, they were left feeling duped after the second decision turned out to be an advertisement. Now a diehard Lakers fan suing King James for the deceit. TMZ reported 29-year-old Andrew Garcia filed a lawsuit in a small claims court in L.A. County. In the court document, Garcia claims James owes him $856.66. Tickets he purchased. The tickets were reportedly $432 apiece for what Garcia believed would be the final game he would ever play against the Cleveland Cavaliers, March 31st of 2026.
Why you don't have the Lakers making the playoffs, huh?
Guess not. Garcia claims tickets have lost their value. TMZ said Garcia wrote in the lawsuit that he is owed the amount due to fraud, deception, misrepresentation, and any and all basis of legal recovery. LeBron would probably hand him $856, but just out of principle because this guy's making a big deal.
Yeah. So he's projecting that he's not going to be there in March?
No. He was saying LeBron made you think he was going to retire. So I went ahead and bought tickets for the last regular season game.
Yeah, and the tickets were spiked. They were inflated.
Yeah.
So it was almost like you're not even going to retire on the spot. That this is going to be my last.
Right. Okay. But it ended up being a Hennessy ad.
Yeah. Actors should be very careful when they do something like that because it would make me, if I was emotionally involved, and then it ended up being something like that to make me maybe not want to use or drink the product.
I don't disagree, but I can't remember the last time I've thought this much about Hennessy. It clearly worked.
Yeah, I may get a shot. I may take a shot tonight.
So a Coral Springs man facing domestic violence charges after allegedly hitting his father during an argument that began when the father asked a prostitute his son had brought home to leave.
Yeah. Dad, I'm not done.
Now, according to a police report, officers responded to a family home where the victim told police that his son, John Ribeiro, 32, had spent the day drinking alcohol with a woman he described as a prostitute. When the father asked,
"Would you describe her?"
she complied, according to the arrest report. After she left, records show Ribeiro became enraged, shouting verbal threats and telling his father he was going to, quote, beat his ass.
Oh,
the report
no.
says,
Stilettos.
standing within 2 feet of his father, Ribeiro continued yelling and refused to calm down. The father told police he placed a hand on Ribeiro's shoulder in an attempt to escort him out of the home. Ribeiro then punched his father in the face, splitting his lip. Father said he pushed his son away before calling 911.
Bad fitting wig. The prostitute.
Yeah, I think you're right, son. You need to get her out of here.
Yeah.
Did you pay her?
Now, when he was questioned, Ribeiro said he was apparently intoxicated, according to this. Repeatedly interrupted police officers, admitted his father had been upset about the women he had been bringing home,
including the ones you're having to pay to be here.
Yeah.
Specifically those.
In a unprecedented award season move, indie studio IFC has unleashed an open letter to the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts, and Sciences, signed by none other than Indy, the breakout canine star of Good Boy. Now, the letter, humorous yet heartfelt, calls for the inclusion of animal actors in the Oscars acting categories, arguing it's high time for Hollywood to give the four-legged performance the recognition they deserve.
And for the best animal, is that what they're? And then how do they come up and accept the award?
They grab it in their mouth.
Campaign box office high mark for IFC Good Boy, open to a $2.2 million, making IFC's second best opening weekend ever. Indy's letter references a long and storied tradition of animals delivering emotionally resonant work. Jed, the wolf dog, and White Fang, the whale and Free Willy, the title character, Pig, and Babe.
Okay, so what do you think the best actual animal performance was? And then Lance gave me 3. I mean, I've seen
Old Yeller was pretty good.
Yeah, bad ending. He can't get the award now. But.
Yeah, he'd be horrible at dodgeball.
Yeah,
I thought the movie Dog with Channing Tatum was really good if you like dogs, and that Belgian Malinois was really good.
So Indy's acting in this movie,
the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. What's that, Tyler?
Oh, I was going to say, I saw this movie, and Indy's acting in this movie is genuinely impressive. I've never seen a dog more emotive and more curious and actually tell you about the plot with no dialogue than this movie does. He's very responsive and curious, and so
I
it's
thought
very
Jinxie
good.
Cat was pretty impressive with Meet the Parents.
You flush the toilet. That's right.
Yeah.
Jinxie.
Yeah, but no dialogue is the key
Jinxie
here. So
Cat,
are you really an
Jinxie Cat,
actor if there's no
where
dialogue?
are you?
Yeah.
I think that makes you a better actor.
Finds that cat, spray paints that cat.
So freaking good. New study claims to have uncovered non-human alien DNA, and it could potentially be affecting millions of people across the globe. Dr. Max Rimpel, molecular biologist with a PhD from the Institute of Gene Biology in Moscow, says he found, quote, non-human genetic sequences in 11 families while analyzing data from the 1,000 projects here. His report, published by his nonprofit DNA Research Foundation, has not been peer-reviewed yet. Rimpel claims that in these families, large DNA sequences appeared that didn't match either parent. Families, 348 in total, can't be explained by known genetic recombination or gene editing tech like CRISPR-PR, since some of the cases date back before the 1990s. This thing is a lot to read, man. I don't know. Is there anything?
Mom's been sleeping with the little green man down the street.
Anything I needed to point out there, Tyler?
Yeah. No. Go ahead, Tyler.
No, you got it.
No, apparently not.
Okay. Yeah. I wondered, did y'all see in front of Congress the other day, that little shiny object that we shot, a drone we shot, and our missiles bounced off of it, and then it
I
flew
didn't
away.
see that part.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Whoa. There was a drone where? In America?
No, we were following a bright, shiny, fast-moving object. We're with an American drone, and we fired on it.
Yeah.
And hit it. And our shots bounced off of it, and then it just zoop,
Was it Iron Man?
Like it disrupted it a little bit. Like it took it out of its flight line
But
a
it
little
didn't
bit.
shoot it down.
No. It corrected really quick and then went off.
Wow.
Yep. And the three people that were in front of the congressional panel, the congressperson that asked the question said, well, does that result frighten you guys? And they each, you know, you have to read it. Yeah. Yes. And the next one went, yes. The next one went, yes.
You know where you're not going to find that object today? Sky Bar, because they're not open.
But it was like, I was expecting him to give an answer, but he went, yes. Does it frighten you? Yes.
You know, all I can think of is that happening, and they cut to the next congressman question is Feinbaum, and Feinbaum goes, let's go to Robert in Huntsville.
I'm not listening to anything you said.
Paul, I tell you, that damn thing flying around in the atmosphere, I don't know what the hell's going on. But I tell you, if they get Caleb might miss, but if you bring Nick Saban in to defend our secondary.
Okay, Michael is next.
Michael is next. Yeah. All right, that's Trash Today, brought to you by our friends. It's Chicken. They bring you the final hour of the show. Champy's Chicken, brined overnight, cooked to order, juicy to the bone. Fried chicken you'll ever taste, in my opinion. Go by and try it out for yourself. Highway 119 in Alabaster. Certainly in the crew there with great cocktails for happy hours, but it's the ultimate tailgate food. The Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, the hand-cut chicken fingers, and so much chicken. Champy'sChicken.com. All right, Forster's the leader in our pick 3. For you to give it, did Brooks give you his?
He did not. I'll get him. In a second.
We'll get Brooks's off airs. He's over there on something. So, Forrester, give us your animation and give us your leading the way.
All right, so I do have animations, and you guys are going to be a little bit behind here seeing them, but here we go. I've got a duck whipping in Eugene. Oregon's going to put it on the Hoosiers. Hugh's going to rise from the hospital bed. This is Hugh's last chance with me. Auburn plus 3.5. I'm taking down the Dogs. And then AI Trent Dilfer is going to have a whole lot more time for golf pretty soon. I've got FAU minus the 4.5.
Trent Dilfer.
No. Now I don't know if Scott's really coming because he's like trying to get these great AIs.
I just, all I want now is every day you get somebody who's sitting up either in caskets or hospital beds or whatever.
Watch Trent's reaction to this shot. That's my favorite part.
He's bombed.
It went the bunker. Get tight. Oh, it's in the bunker. Scott, those are fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know which one I like more, Hugh in the hospital for playing golf in the 50s.
Those are tight.
I mean, Hugh, it doesn't really. I mean,
here we go. Here's where Dunaway tears it up.
Billy Napier looked so much like Billy Napier. That doesn't really look like Hugh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Scott.
Yeah.
What are you not doing back there?
That's
it's
fair.
not Scott's fault.
What are you even doing, Scott?
I don't know, but I'm running really short on AI credits now on the free sites that I use.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably kick in a little bit a month to get you the elite upgrade.
Yeah, I've laughed at every one of them.
Yeah.
I've got Brooks picks here.
Okay.
Brooks likes UNLV, the running Rebs, minus 6.5 as they take on Air Force. They're home against Air Force. Oregon, minus 6.5 at home against Indiana with Scott. I think it's going to be a duck whipping. And then Texas, Texas Raiders, minus 13.5 at home against Kansas. So UNLV, Oregon, Texas Tech for Brooks.
Okay, so that is our Buffalo Wild Wings pick 3. You can play it all the way up until 11 a.m. Central tomorrow at nextroundlive.com, nextroundlive.com. Go ahead and tell us about Buffalo Wild Wings one more time.
Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings right now, 6. Perfect dinner for 2 with the 2 entrees, 2 drinks. 2 sides, all $19.99, all participating Buffalo Wild Wings. Stop in for all the action all weekend long. College football, Major League Baseball postseason, of course, the NFL right there at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Man, thank you so much to the Draft House here and the ownership and the staff here that it was emergency, man. We had to audible. We had to go blue 32. Oh, hot. Omaha. and switch over here from our original location. They opened the doors and they were so kind.
They did, and then we really appreciate that. Outstanding. Going to get an
Smells great.
opportunity.
Yeah, smells great.
Smells wonderful.
Check some out here. But if you are coming down to the Plains, whether it's this weekend or another weekend, stop in here and enjoy the lunch specials, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. every single day. The smash burger, the chicken wraps, that barbecue sandwich sounds fantastic. It's all right here at the Draft House, open till 2 a.m. and karaoke tomorrow after Auburn's big win over Georgia.
Thank you to Stephen Pearl for swinging by. Nice of him. He was speaking to some booster club people, I guess, or fans at a luncheon. He swung by after that and was like with us for 20 or 30 minutes. It was good to see him in person after getting that job, and we'll catch up with Furman next week. Apologize for that technical issues there, and we appreciate all of you for being a part of it. Good luck to your favorite team this weekend. We're back with you on Monday at 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget, you can go get caught up on Unlocked, Monday Morning Live, Bama and Bourbon. All that's available to you right now. Our MyBookie Pick Show, all that is not aged out. It's all good watching and viewing leading into football Saturday. It's all good information there, all on our platform. Like and subscribe everywhere. Until next time, bless you and God bless America.